Money is not just numbers in a bank account. It is energy that flows through your actions, your decisions, and the choices you make every day. Every dollar you earn, spend, or invest reflects the energy you put into creating value, and learning to manage that energy effectively is the key to building real wealth. This audiobook is designed to give you practical steps, clear strategies, and daily habits that transform how you think about money, how you grow it, and how you protect it. You will learn how to break free from limiting beliefs that hold you back, develop disciplined routines that generate consistent income, and focus your energy on opportunities that produce measurable results. You will discover how to invest in skills that open doors, track and manage resources efficiently, and make decisions that compound growth over time. Every chapter is structured to guide you in creating lasting financial security while improving yourself day by day. This is not about shortcuts or luck. It's about understanding how energy works in your financial life and how your mindset, your habits, and your choices directly determine the wealth you can build. You'll get actionable advice that can be applied immediately, from eliminating distractions and negative influences to negotiating effectively, automating income streams, and reinvesting profits wisely. By the end of this audiobook, you will have a step-by-step blueprint for attracting wealth, making smarter financial decisions, and creating a life where money serves you instead of draining you. Every lesson is practical, easy to apply, and focused on helping you grow steadily and consistently. If you are ready to take control of your money, transform your mindset, and learn how to turn your energy into tangible results, this book will give you the tools and confidence to do it. Every page is an invitation to change your financial future, and every chapter will show you exactly how to put the principles into action. This is your guide to attracting wealth and living with clarity, focus, and control over your financial life. Chapter 1. Recognize your money mindset and transform limiting beliefs immediately. Money is energy. This is not a phrase to be taken lightly or brushed off as a motivational cliché. It is a truth that forms the foundation for every aspect of wealth creation and financial mastery. The first step toward attracting wealth is recognizing your own money mindset. Your beliefs about money, consciously or unconsciously held, shape every decision you make, from the smallest purchase to the grandest investment. These beliefs act like a filter through which you perceive opportunities, risks, and possibilities. If this filter is clouded by scarcity, fear, or self-doubt, it limits your potential even before you take action. Understanding this principle is the first, most crucial step to transforming your financial reality. Every individual carries a set of assumptions about money, often inherited from parents, society, or past experiences. Some people grow up hearing phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "Rich people are greedy." Others may have experienced financial instability, debt, or hardship during formative years, leaving a subconscious imprint that money is dangerous or unattainable. These are not just harmless sayings or memories. They are the blueprint that guides your decisions, sometimes without your awareness. To create wealth, the first task is to identify these limiting beliefs, understand their origin, and dismantle them systematically. Start by observing your reactions to money-related situations. Notice how you feel when you check your bank account, receive a bill, or consider an investment opportunity. Do you feel anxiety, hesitation, guilt, or self-doubt? These emotional reactions are indicators of the beliefs you hold. They are clues to the mental scripts that govern your behavior. Awareness alone is not enough, but it is the necessary first step. Awareness allows you to separate your actions from your conditioned responses. Once you can recognize these patterns, you can begin to challenge and replace them with beliefs that empower rather than constrain you. A powerful method for uncovering limiting beliefs is journaling. Dedicate time to write about your thoughts, feelings, and experiences with money. Ask yourself honest questions. What did I learn about money from my family? What fears do I have about financial success? Where do I feel undeserving or incapable? Writing these answers down exposes patterns that may have been hidden in your subconscious. The act of articulation itself begins the process of transformation because it brings your internal dialogue into conscious awareness. Once you can see the beliefs clearly, you have the power to change them. Transformation begins with questioning the validity of these beliefs. For every limiting belief, ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Can I find examples that contradict it? For instance, if you grew up believing that money is scarce and hard to get, look for stories of people who started with nothing and built wealth. Analyze the steps they took and the mindset shifts they made. Understand that scarcity is a perspective, not a universal truth. Energy is abundant, and money is merely a manifestation of energy in exchange for value. By recognizing that your beliefs are not facts, but learned patterns, you free yourself from their grip. Replacing limiting beliefs requires consistent mental practice. One effective technique is affirmations rooted in truth and possibility. However, they must be coupled with action. Affirmations alone are insufficient. Instead of saying, "I will never be poor," replace it with, "I am capable of creating financial opportunities and growing my wealth through disciplined effort and value creation." The key is to align your thoughts with actionable behavior. Your mind will begin to seek evidence that supports your new beliefs, and your actions will naturally follow. Visualization is another tool that reinforces a positive money mindset. Picture yourself handling money confidently, making wise investments, and achieving financial independence. Engage all your senses. Imagine the feeling of security, the freedom to make choices, the joy of providing for yourself and others. The brain cannot fully distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. By training your mind to experience success mentally, you prepare yourself to recognize opportunities and act decisively when they appear in the physical world. Visualization is not daydreaming, it is a rehearsal for action. Practical action reinforces mindset transformation. Take small, deliberate steps to manage money consciously. Start by tracking your income and expenses meticulously. This simple act shifts your relationship with money from reactive to proactive. It creates a sense of control, which reduces fear and builds confidence. Each informed decision you make becomes evidence of your ability to handle financial resources responsibly. Momentum grows from small victories, paying off a debt, saving a fixed amount consistently, or negotiating a better deal. These actions create a feedback loop, reinforcing positive beliefs about your financial capability. Another essential component of mindset transformation is redefining your relationship with failure. Money mistakes are inevitable, even for the most disciplined individuals. What matters is how you respond. A limiting belief might tell you that a financial setback is a catastrophe, a proof of inadequacy. A growth-oriented belief reframes setbacks as learning opportunities, feedback from the system, and steps on the path to mastery. Embrace accountability without self-criticism. Analyze what went wrong, extract the lessons, and adjust your strategy. Each challenge is not a barrier. It is a signal guiding you toward better decisions. Your environment also plays a critical role in shaping your money mindset. Surround yourself with people who model financial intelligence, discipline, and positivity. If your social circle is dominated by scarcity thinking, complaining about money, or poor financial habits, your mindset will mirror theirs. Conversely, engaging with individuals who approach money as energy, opportunity, and responsibility will elevate your own perspective. Seek mentors, read books, Listen to podcasts and participate in communities that reinforce constructive beliefs. Energy is contagious. Aligning yourself with abundance accelerates your own growth. Discipline in thought and action is the bridge between mindset and wealth. Recognize that instant gratification and impulsive spending are manifestations of underlying beliefs that wealth is limited or fleeting. To transform these tendencies, cultivate self-control and deliberate intention in every financial choice. Before making a purchase, ask, does this action align with my long-term financial goals? Am I investing my energy wisely? This level of awareness rewires neural pathways, creating habits that serve your aspirations rather than undermine them. Each disciplined choice reinforces the belief that you are capable of generating and sustaining wealth. A practical exercise for shifting mindset is to create a belief inventory. List all the money-related beliefs you hold, categorize them as empowering or limiting, and write a replacement for each limiting belief. Then commit to revisiting this inventory daily. Repeat your empowering beliefs with conviction. Visualize them and take aligned actions. Over time, this deliberate practice rewires your subconscious, making constructive financial thinking your default. This process is not instantaneous. It requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. The payoff, however, is profound: a stable, confident, and opportunity-oriented relationship with money. Understanding that money is energy also reframes how you create and receive wealth. Money flows to where energy is applied effectively. This means your focus should be on providing value, solving problems, and contributing in meaningful ways. When you operate from a mindset of service and impact, wealth is a natural byproduct. Limiting beliefs often distract people into chasing money without purpose, leading to frustration, stress, and wasted effort. By shifting your mindset to recognize the energy exchange inherent in financial transactions, you position yourself as a conduit for abundance rather than a victim of circumstance. An actionable practice for this perspective is to consciously identify the value you offer in every interaction, project, or endeavor. Ask yourself, how can my skills, knowledge, or effort create benefit for others? How can I solve problems that are meaningful to those I serve? Aligning your energy with value creation not only transforms your earning potential, but also builds a sense of fulfillment. Wealth is no longer a goal that eludes you. It becomes a reflection of the energy and contribution you consistently bring into the world. It is equally important to recognize and release any emotional attachment to money as a source of identity or self-worth. Self-esteem should not hinge on your bank balance. Limiting beliefs often link personal value to financial status, creating anxiety and reactive decision-making. Cultivating internal confidence and discipline separates your self-worth from external circumstances, allowing you to approach money rationally and strategically. You gain the freedom to make choices that maximize growth rather than simply alleviate fear. This distinction is critical for long-term wealth creation. Mindset transformation also involves embracing a sense of ownership and responsibility. Victim mentality, excuses, or blaming circumstances are barriers to abundance. Take full responsibility for your financial reality, past and present, without judgment. Ownership empowers you to take deliberate action, experiment, and iterate without waiting for external validation or favorable conditions. Every decision, every investment of energy, and every choice to learn and improve compounds over time. Recognize that wealth is not a matter of luck, but a predictable outcome of consistent, intentional action aligned with empowered beliefs. Daily practice strengthens this transformation. Start mornings with reflection on your money beliefs. Affirm your empowering perspectives and visualize your financial goals. Throughout the day, observe reactions to money situations, consciously redirecting negative thoughts and acting in alignment with your objectives. Record successes, lessons and adjustments, creating a feedback loop of awareness, action and growth. Discipline, mindfulness and intentionality become habitual, embedding a wealth-oriented mindset deep into your neural architecture. It is also crucial to integrate patience into this process. Changing a money mindset is not a single act, but a continuous journey. Old beliefs resist change because they are deeply embedded in the subconscious. Recognize that setbacks, doubts, or old thought patterns will occasionally resurface. The measure of progress is not perfection, but persistence. Each day spent practicing awareness, challenging limiting beliefs, and aligning action with empowered thinking compounds. Over time, the accumulation of these small, deliberate acts results in a profound transformation, one that shifts not only your financial outcomes, but your entire approach to life. Finally, recognize that mindset transformation is a holistic endeavor. Your beliefs about money intersect with habits, emotional regulation, decision-making and relationships. Growth in one area accelerates progress in others. By cultivating clarity, discipline and awareness, you build a foundation that supports every financial opportunity you encounter. Wealth becomes a natural extension of your energy, focus and contribution rather than an external goal pursued out of desperation or fear. The journey begins with recognition, awareness and deliberate action, identifying limiting beliefs, challenging their validity, replacing them with empowering alternatives, and embedding them through consistent practice lays the groundwork for sustainable financial growth. Every decision you make, every habit you cultivate, and every moment of intentionality contributes to the energy you put into the world and the wealth you attract in return. Money is energy, and your mindset determines how freely that energy flows to you. By transforming your beliefs, you do not merely change your finances, you change the trajectory of your life, unlocking potential that was always within reach. This chapter serves as the cornerstone for the work ahead. Mastery of your money mindset creates clarity, confidence, and resilience, equipping you to handle challenges and seize opportunities with composure. It is the first step in a systematic approach to wealth that prioritizes self-awareness, discipline, and value creation. Through consistent application of these principles, the path to financial abundance becomes less a struggle and more a natural extension of the energy you bring into every interaction, decision, and effort. Recognize your money mindset. Transform your limiting beliefs. Begin the process today, and the energy of wealth will begin to align with your actions, intentions, and potential. The awareness you cultivate here is not temporary. It forms the bedrock for all future chapters, all subsequent strategies, and every financial action you take. The mind governs the energy of money, and mastering your mindset is the most practical, immediate, and impactful action you can take. Each step, each reflection, each moment of disciplined thought compounds, bringing you closer to financial clarity, freedom, and fulfillment. The process is continuous, the results are exponential, and the power to create is entirely in your hands. The transformation of belief into reality is the essence of turning money into energy. By embracing this principle, you lay the foundation for a lifetime of abundance. The discipline to recognize, challenge, and transform limiting beliefs is not optional. It is the first act of wealth creation. Without it, strategies, investments, and opportunities may falter because the internal framework is unstable. With it, every action you take, every decision you make, and every step you follow is amplified by the clarity, focus, and resilience cultivated within your mindset. Money flows where energy is directed, and your transformed mindset directs that energy toward growth, security, and impact. This chapter is not a mere exercise in thought. It is the beginning of practical transformation. The insights gained here are actionable immediately. Journal, reflect, affirm, visualize, act consciously, track outcomes, and embrace responsibility. Observe how each deliberate action reinforces new beliefs and shifts your perception of money from scarcity to opportunity, from fear to confidence, from limitation to abundance. This practice, repeated daily, becomes ingrained, creating a feedback loop of empowerment that drives real-world results. The principle is simple, yet profound. Your beliefs create your reality. Limiting beliefs act as a dam, blocking the flow of financial energy. Recognitions dismantles that dam. Awareness channels your energy. Deliberate practice reinforces constructive patterns. Action translates thought into reality. Persistence transforms these actions into lasting habits. The result is an empowered, resilient, and opportunity-focused mindset, capable of attracting wealth in alignment with your values, discipline, and contribution. At the conclusion of this chapter, the challenge is clear. Identify the beliefs that hold you back. Challenge their truth. Replace them with empowering alternatives. Reinforce them through daily practice. Act in alignment with these beliefs. Take ownership of your financial energy and direct it intentionally. The journey of wealth begins in the mind, and mastery of your money mindset is the most immediate and impactful step toward turning the potential of energy into tangible, lasting abundance. You are capable of rewiring your financial beliefs. You are capable of directing your energy toward growth. You are capable of taking deliberate, consistent action that transforms thought into tangible wealth. Every moment spent practicing awareness, challenging limitations, and acting in alignment with empowered thinking compounds into a life of financial freedom and opportunity. Money is energy, and the transformation of your mindset is the key to unlocking it. The process is ongoing, but the foundation begins here, now, with recognition, awareness, and disciplined transformation. The beliefs that once constrained you can be replaced with empowering, actionable, and resilient principles that guide your every financial decision. Wealth is not a distant dream. It is the natural outcome of energy applied with clarity, intention, and consistent effort. By mastering your money mindset, you activate the flow of abundance, setting the stage for every chapter and every action that follows. The first step is recognition. The second is transformation. The third is relentless application. This is the path to financial mastery, and it begins with the energy of your mind. Every belief you transform becomes a building block for wealth. Every action aligned with these beliefs amplifies your capacity to generate value, opportunity, and freedom. Wealth is not external. It is a reflection of your internal energy. Transform your mindset, and you transform your life. The journey is long, but every step is within your control. Begin with awareness, proceed with disciplined thought, and act with intentionality. The energy you direct today shapes the wealth you experience tomorrow. By taking control of your beliefs, you are not merely changing your finances, you are mastering yourself, building resilience, and creating a foundation for a lifetime of abundance. Money is energy, and your transformed mindset ensures that energy flows to you efficiently, sustainably, and powerfully. This chapter sets the standard for the rest of the journey. Mastering your money mindset is not theoretical. It is practical, measurable, and immediately applicable. Every habit you form, every belief you replace, and every action you take compounds over time. By committing to this transformation, you align your energy with opportunity, discipline, and value creation. The process begins with recognition, but it continues through deliberate practice, reflection, and consistent action. The momentum you build here carries forward into every aspect of wealth creation, ensuring that your energy, intention, and effort are always directed toward growth, security, and abundance. Recognition, awareness, disciplined thought, deliberate action, and persistence. These are the pillars of financial energy mastery. Build them daily, and wealth becomes a predictable, natural, and inevitable outcome. Money is energy, and your beliefs are the channel through which that energy flows. Transform the channel, and the energy flows freely, creating opportunities, security, and abundance. Every moment spent mastering this principle strengthens your capacity to attract wealth, maintain it, and expand it, laying the foundation for a lifetime of financial empowerment. This is the power of mindset. This is the energy of money. This is the first, essential step toward lasting wealth. The transformation begins within, and the results manifest externally. By recognizing limiting beliefs, replacing them with empowering alternatives, and aligning action with these beliefs, you take control of the most important element in wealth creation, your own mind. Money is energy, and your mindset determines how freely, efficiently, and effectively that energy flows into your life. Chapter 2. Master disciplined habits that grow wealth steadily every day. Discipline is the invisible force that transforms potential into tangible wealth. Without it, talent, knowledge, and ambition are scattered energy with no direction. True financial growth is not born from luck or sudden windfalls. It is cultivated through consistent, deliberate habits applied every day. Wealth accumulates gradually, quietly, like a river carving a canyon. Those who master the art of disciplined action understand that every small, focused step compounds over time, creating momentum that cannot be easily undone. The foundation of disciplined habits begins with structure. Wealth creation is not haphazard. It requires intentional routines that prioritize high-value actions. Start by examining how your days are spent. Identify moments where energy is wasted on low-priority tasks or distractions. Replace these periods with actions that contribute directly to your financial goals. Even 30 minutes a day dedicated to improving skills, networking, or studying investment opportunities can compound into significant growth over months and years. Discipline is not about rigidity. It is about aligning energy consistently with meaningful outcomes. Morning routines are a critical component of disciplined wealth habits. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Simple practices, such as reviewing financial goals, journaling progress, and planning the most impactful tasks, create clarity and focus. The mind responds to consistency. When actions become habitual, they bypass fatigue and resistance, allowing you to perform at a high level without relying on willpower alone. Each morning that begins with purpose reinforces a mindset oriented toward growth and opportunity. Decision-making is another arena where disciplined habits create measurable results. Wealthy individuals do not make impulsive financial choices. They approach each decision methodically. This means analyzing options, considering consequences, and committing to choices aligned with long-term goals. Daily practice of this disciplined decision-making strengthens mental clarity and prevents energy from being drained by indecision or regret. The cumulative effect of small, wise choices is far greater than occasional, large successes born of luck or risk. A critical habit is the allocation of time and resources toward learning. Knowledge compounds like interest when applied correctly. Dedicate consistent time to study markets, financial strategies, business models, and personal development. Even incremental improvement each day leads to mastery over time. This approach requires patience, but disciplined, repeated effort produces results that shortcuts cannot replicate. Wealth is not simply an accumulation of money. It is an accumulation of informed action. Tracking progress is essential for sustaining discipline. Daily reflection on achievements, errors, and adjustments creates awareness and accountability. By recording income, expenses, investments, and actions taken, you gain precise insight into patterns that lead to growth and those that hinder it. This clarity removes ambiguity, allowing energy to be applied efficiently. Discipline thrives in environments where feedback is immediate and measurable, reinforcing productive behavior and minimizing wasted effort. Eliminating distractions is a habit often overlooked in wealth creation. Social media, entertainment, and unproductive obligations silently consume energy and attention. A disciplined approach requires creating boundaries and protecting focus. Schedule periods dedicated solely to high-value activities and guard these blocks rigorously. Consistency in this practice trains the mind to prioritize what matters most, turning potential energy into measurable outcomes. Another key element is the management of resources. Discipline extends beyond time to include money, energy, and relationships. Avoid impulsive spending, seek efficiency in all transactions, and maintain awareness of how resources are allocated. Wealth grows steadily when every decision is intentional, when consumption does not outpace production, and when energy is focused on actions that generate returns. Self-awareness is at the heart of disciplined habits. Recognize your tendencies toward procrastination, impulsivity, or avoidance. Replace reactive behaviors with proactive strategies. For example, set specific targets for saving, investment, or business development, and commit to measurable daily actions that support these targets. When challenges arise, disciplined individuals do not abandon their routines. They adapt, recalibrate, and continue moving forward. Resilience and consistency are inseparable components of wealth-building discipline. Consistency is reinforced through incremental challenges. Push beyond comfort zones gradually, incorporating new habits and practices that stretch capability. This could mean learning a new skill, taking on a financial responsibility previously avoided, or systematically increasing savings and investments. Each small challenge strengthens discipline and expands the capacity to handle more significant opportunities. Over time, this creates a compounding effect where ability and confidence grow alongside wealth. Automation and systematization support disciplined habits by reducing reliance on willpower. Set up automated savings, recurring investments, and reminders for critical actions. Systems free mental energy for strategic thinking while ensuring that foundational actions occur without fail. Wealth accumulates more reliably when daily processes are protected from inconsistency, creating a framework that supports steady growth even when motivation fluctuates. Accountability accelerates habit formation and reinforces discipline. Share goals and progress with trusted partners, mentors, or advisors who provide feedback and guidance. External accountability increases commitment and reduces the likelihood of deviating from disciplined routines. Regular review sessions of achievements, obstacles, and plans strengthen habits and sustain momentum. Wealth is seldom created in isolation. Disciplined collaboration magnifies results. Time management and prioritization are integral to disciplined wealth-building habits. Identify tasks that generate the greatest impact relative to effort and allocate energy accordingly. Avoid being consumed by minor, low-value activities. This strategic approach ensures that daily effort translates into meaningful financial growth. Discipline is not about doing more, it is about doing what matters consistently. Reflection and adaptation are daily practices that maintain discipline over the long term. At the end of each day, assess what worked, what did not, and what adjustments are necessary. This creates a continuous improvement loop, transforming experiences into actionable lessons. Habitual reflection sharpens judgment, enhances focus, and ensures that energy is consistently directed toward wealth-generating activities. Physical and mental well-being support disciplined financial habits. Energy management is as crucial as time management. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and sufficient rest ensure that the mind remains sharp and resilient. Discipline is difficult to sustain under fatigue or stress. Treating your body and mind as assets maximizes the effectiveness of all other financial strategies. Wealth grows more steadily when personal energy is protected and optimized. Financial planning itself must be habitual. Consistently review budgets, track net worth, evaluate investment performance, and update financial strategies. This daily engagement fosters familiarity with personal finances, reduces reactive behavior, and reinforces confidence. Small, disciplined actions taken daily accumulate into substantial growth over months and years. A routine of reflection and adjustment prevents stagnation and positions you to capitalize on emerging opportunities. Learning to delay gratification is a habit that compounds wealth. Impulsive decisions erode resources, while patience allows for strategic allocation of energy and money. Discipline requires resisting immediate pleasures in favor of long-term benefits. Each instance of restraint strengthens mental fortitude and reinforces the belief that delayed rewards are more valuable than instant satisfaction. The ability to prioritize long-term outcomes over short-term impulses is a hallmark of sustained financial growth. Wealth-building habits also include strategic goal setting. Define clear, measurable, and time-bound objectives. Break these into actionable daily tasks, ensuring that every effort contributes to long-term outcomes. Daily alignment with strategic goals transforms small routine actions into powerful drivers of financial progress. Without clear goals, disciplined habits lack direction and focus. The combination of routine, reflection, and goal orientation magnifies effectiveness exponentially. Risk assessment and prudent decision-making are daily practices that reinforce discipline. Evaluate potential gains against possible setbacks and make informed choices. Discipline is not risk avoidance. It is deliberate, calculated action. Regular practice of thoughtful evaluation trains judgment, reduces reactive mistakes, and ensures that energy is consistently applied to high-potential opportunities. Over time, disciplined risk management compounds both skill and wealth. Communication and negotiation are also practices that benefit from daily discipline. Developing clarity and presenting ideas, articulating value, and securing agreements enhances both income and influence. Daily focus on improving these skills, even incrementally, leads to compounded advantages in business, investments, and personal finance. Discipline in preparation, follow-through, and self-presentation ensures that opportunities are maximized consistently. Incorporating reflection on values into daily practice strengthens habit alignment. Ensure that disciplined actions resonate with personal principles and long-term vision. Actions taken in harmony with values generate both satisfaction and sustainable momentum. When discipline aligns with purpose, effort becomes effortless, and wealth accumulates as a natural byproduct of focused energy. Daily habit mastery is reinforced by resilience in the face of setbacks. Challenges, losses, or unexpected changes test discipline, but the habitual application of structured routines provides stability. Resilience ensures that energy continues to flow toward productive actions despite external disruptions. Wealth creation is rarely linear. Disciplined habits maintain forward motion through peaks and valleys alike. Account for incremental growth. Wealth built steadily every day is the result of small, deliberate actions, repeated without fail. Consistency multiplies impact over time. Saving a small portion, Learning a new skill or completing a high-value task each day may seem minor, but the compounding effect is extraordinary. Discipline magnifies these effects, turning everyday actions into life-altering results. Finally, reflection on progress and celebration of milestones reinforces motivation. Recognize achievements, however small, to maintain energy and momentum. Discipline is not devoid of acknowledgement. It thrives when successes are observed and internalized. Celebrated progress strengthens the belief that consistent, focused action produces results, further embedding disciplined habits into daily life. Mastering disciplined habits transforms potential into sustainable wealth. By committing to structure, reflection, learning, focus, and resilience, financial growth becomes predictable and inevitable. Discipline channels energy, maximizes opportunity, and protects against impulsive errors. Each day becomes a building block, each action a reinforcement of capability, and each habit a step closer to abundance. Wealth is not sudden. It is the accumulation of daily, intentional effort applied with unwavering discipline. Chapter 3. Focus on creating value and serving others consistently. Creating value is the most direct and reliable path to wealth. Money follows contribution, and those who dedicate themselves to serving others consistently unlock opportunities that remain hidden to those focused solely on personal gain. Wealth is not a finite resource to be seized. It is a reflection of the energy and impact you generate in the world. By prioritizing value creation, you align yourself with a system where effort, intention, and service translate directly into financial and personal growth. The first step in focusing on value is understanding what others truly need. Observation and empathy are critical. Pay attention to problems, inefficiencies, and desires in your environment. Listen to people's frustrations, questions, and aspirations. The most effective solutions arise from identifying gaps that matter deeply to others and finding ways to fill them. Value is created when effort addresses real challenges in meaningful ways, not when action is taken blindly or for superficial appearances. Consistency amplifies impact. Delivering value sporadically produces momentary results, but repeated, reliable service builds trust, credibility, and momentum. Each interaction where you provide genuine assistance or insight strengthens your reputation and extends influence. This principle applies to every sphere: business, personal relationships, and community engagement. Consistency ensures that your energy is not wasted, and that every contribution compounds over time into measurable recognition and reward. Quality matters as much as consistency. People notice when effort is superficial versus when it is thoughtful, thorough, and aligned with their needs. Take the time to understand the nuances of the problems you are solving. Small improvements, thoughtful execution, and attention to detail distinguish those who create lasting value from those who produce fleeting results. Excellence in service becomes a signature that draws further opportunities and cultivates a cycle of trust and engagement. Adaptation and responsiveness are key components of value creation. Situations change, needs evolve, and expectations shift. A mindset oriented towards service requires continual adjustment and improvement. This is not about overextending or sacrificing boundaries. It is about observing patterns, gathering feedback, and refining methods to maximize positive impact. Adaptability ensures that the value you deliver remains relevant, effective, and appreciated, increasing the likelihood of sustained financial and personal reward. Value creation is also enhanced by leveraging your unique strengths and skills. Everyone has abilities or perspectives that can solve specific problems in ways others cannot. Identifying and focusing on these strengths increases efficiency and impact. Attempting to mimic others or provide generic solutions dilutes effectiveness. By serving from your authentic capabilities, you not only generate more meaningful outcomes, but also experience fulfillment and clarity in your efforts. A crucial aspect of serving others is prioritizing solutions over self-interest. Wealth that accumulates at the expense of others' needs is fragile and often unsustainable. True financial growth emerges when exchange is mutual, when energy is deployed to improve the circumstances of others as well as yourself. Approach every interaction with the mindset of contribution rather than extraction. The energy you put into genuinely assisting others returns multiplied in opportunities, connections, and resources. Measurement and feedback are essential in refining the value you provide. Track outcomes, observe reactions, and solicit input from those you serve. This process allows you to identify what is working, what is missing, and where adjustments are necessary. A disciplined approach to feedback transforms effort into a learning system, improving efficiency and effectiveness over time. The more precise and responsive your approach, the greater the compounding effect of your contributions. Energy management plays a significant role in consistent service. Sustainable impact requires deliberate allocation of mental, emotional, and physical energy. Avoid overcommitment or burnout by prioritizing initiatives with the highest potential return for others and yourself. Discipline in energy application ensures that value creation is not sporadic, but continuous, maintaining momentum and fostering long-term trust and recognition. Strategic thinking enhances the effect of consistent service. Focus on efforts that generate multiplier effects, solutions that not only address immediate problems, but also create longer-term improvements or benefits. Invest in systems, tools, or processes that allow your energy to impact more people efficiently. The ability to scale value magnifies both influence and wealth, creating structures that continue generating returns without requiring proportionally greater effort. Collaboration is a powerful method for amplifying value. Partnering with others who bring complementary skills and perspectives expands reach and impact. Serving collaboratively allows for larger, more complex problems to be addressed, increasing the significance of the value provided. Networks built on mutual contribution create opportunities for shared growth, reinforcing the principle that wealth flows where energy and value are effectively applied. Service requires patience and long-term perspective. Immediate results may not always be visible, but cumulative impact generates substantial returns over time. Commitment to helping consistently, even when recognition is delayed, cultivates reliability and integrity. People remember those who provide persistent, meaningful assistance, and the trust earned forms a foundation for lasting relationships and financial opportunities. Emotional intelligence enhances the quality of value delivered. Understanding motivations, challenges, and sensitivities allows solutions to be tailored effectively. Communication, empathy, and insight ensure that effort resonates and achieves intended results. Those who develop these skills find that their contributions are appreciated more deeply and are rewarded more substantially, reinforcing a positive cycle of service and return. Prioritize initiatives that have the greatest alignment with both need and skill. Focused effort outperforms dispersed action. By concentrating energy where you can make the most meaningful difference, each interaction becomes more potent and impactful. This approach maximizes the efficiency of your contributions, ensuring that time and energy translate directly into measurable outcomes and enhanced opportunities. Generosity and integrity are inseparable from lasting value creation. When actions are guided by ethical principles and a genuine desire to assist, trust solidifies and opportunities multiply. People naturally gravitate toward those who consistently act in alignment with honesty, fairness, and competence. Wealth accumulates around individuals who serve authentically, as the flow of energy created by contribution attracts reciprocal benefit. Discipline in service reinforces consistency. Establish routines for contribution, whether through communication, problem-solving, mentorship, or project delivery. Regular engagement ensures that value is provided predictably, building reputation and influence over time. Even small, routine actions, when executed with thoughtfulness and purpose, accumulate into significant results, creating a trajectory of growth that cannot be achieved through sporadic effort. Reflection is a critical habit in value creation. Regularly evaluate the impact of your efforts and adjust strategies to increase effectiveness. Identify what resonates most with those you serve and focus on amplifying those actions. Deliberate reflection ensures that energy is not wasted and that contributions remain relevant and powerful. Over time, this process creates a self-reinforcing cycle of improvement, influence, and reward. Innovation is fueled by consistent service. Engaging regularly with problems and challenges develops insight, creativity, and unique approaches. The process of observing, experimenting, and refining solutions generates not only immediate value, but also intellectual capital that can be leveraged for future opportunities. Innovation rooted in consistent service is more resilient and impactful than ideas developed in isolation or without practical application. Consistency, focus, and patience compound over time. Small, deliberate actions applied repeatedly produce exponential results. Serving others regularly creates trust networks, credibility, and a track record of success. Wealth emerges naturally as a reflection of the energy you consistently invest in improving the lives of those around you. Contribution becomes a self-sustaining cycle, where energy leads to results, results reinforce effort, and effort continues to generate opportunity. Mindset underpins effective service. Viewing contribution as a fundamental principle rather than a transactional activity ensures authenticity and sustainability. Approach every interaction with the goal of improvement and assistance, rather than expectation of immediate reward. This perspective aligns effort with energy flow, attracting resources and opportunities that might otherwise remain inaccessible. Wealth is the natural outcome of this alignment. Every day is an opportunity to create impact. Focused attention on problems you can solve, consistent effort, and thoughtful application of your skills compound over time. Wealth is not separate from service. It is inseparable from the energy invested in meaningful contribution. By committing to providing value, refining approaches, and acting with integrity, financial growth and personal fulfillment are achieved simultaneously. This approach requires vigilance, reflection, and persistent action. Observe how your contributions affect others, learn from feedback, and refine your methods. Small, intentional adjustments multiply over time. The accumulation of these deliberate acts of service creates momentum that propels wealth and influence forward steadily. The energy invested in solving problems, meeting needs, and enhancing experiences returns multiplied, reinforcing the principle that financial abundance is the natural byproduct of consistent value creation. Impact is magnified when service is aligned with both skill and opportunity. Evaluate where your abilities can address significant needs most effectively. Concentrate energy on high-leverage activities that benefit others while also building credibility, trust, and recognition. Strategic focus ensures that contribution is not diluted, and the results generated are substantial and sustainable. In every action, maintain awareness that wealth is a reflection of energy exchanged. By serving others, addressing problems, and improving experiences, you direct energy toward productive outcomes. Those who internalize this principle understand that money follows contribution, and consistent high-quality service transforms energy into tangible rewards over time. The practice of creating value and serving others consistently is not a temporary strategy. It is a lifestyle. Daily attention, focused effort, and disciplined execution build a foundation that multiplies influence, opportunity, and wealth. Each interaction, decision, and task becomes a building block in a cumulative process of growth. The energy you direct through service is the engine of your financial and personal success, producing returns that are reliable, substantial, and long-lasting. By committing to consistent value creation, you establish a reputation for reliability, integrity, and capability. The world responds to those who solve problems, meet needs, and contribute meaningfully. Wealth flows naturally as a consequence of this energy. Service is not a sacrifice, it is a strategy, a principle, and a pathway to abundant, sustainable prosperity. Chapter 4. Eliminate financial distractions that drain your energy now. Financial energy is precious, and every distraction that pulls it away is a silent thief of your potential. Wealth is not only built through income and investment, it is cultivated by focus, clarity, and disciplined use of your energy. Every time attention is scattered, time is wasted, and opportunities slip away. Eliminating distractions is not a luxury, it is a necessity for anyone serious about creating sustainable financial growth and personal freedom. The first step is identifying what drains your energy. Financial distractions come in many forms: impulsive spending, unnecessary subscriptions, constant comparison to others, frivolous purchases, and even excessive worry about money without taking action. These habits fragment focus, divert energy, and prevent consistent progress. Observation and honesty are essential. Take time to examine where your resources, time, attention, and money are being wasted, and be ruthless in recognizing patterns that sabotage your efforts. Impulse spending is one of the most common drains on energy. Small, unplanned purchases may seem insignificant, but they accumulate quickly, eroding both financial stability and mental clarity. Each impulsive decision reinforces a reactive mindset, training the brain to seek short-term gratification over long-term growth. Discipline in spending begins with awareness. Pause before every transaction, question its necessity, and consider whether it aligns with your priorities. This practice transforms consumption into intentional investment in your future. Subscription services and recurring charges are subtle but persistent energy drains. Streaming platforms, apps, memberships, and automated purchases quietly siphon resources. Many go unnoticed until they accumulate into significant financial leakage. Conduct a thorough review of recurring expenses and cancel anything that does not provide tangible value. This not only frees money for productive investment, but also simplifies your financial landscape, reducing cognitive load and increasing clarity. Comparison and envy are mental distractions that deplete energy faster than any financial error. Observing others' success without context can provoke feelings of inadequacy and drive impulsive decisions that undermine personal goals. Wealth creation is not a competition. It is a process of alignment with purpose, discipline, and consistent action. Focus on your own trajectory, track progress relative to your benchmarks, and measure success by personal growth rather than external validation. Unnecessary financial obligations also drain energy. Lending money without strategy, co-signing loans impulsively, or over-committing to obligations beyond capacity creates stress and limits your ability to focus on wealth-building actions. Setting boundaries and practicing selective generosity ensures that resources are directed toward actions that produce sustainable returns while maintaining mental and emotional balance. Energy spent rescuing avoidable problems diminishes capacity to generate real value. Debt mismanagement is a major source of distraction. High-interest debt, unplanned borrowing, and failure to track obligations create constant mental pressure, diverting focus from productive opportunities. A disciplined approach involves understanding the structure of your debt, prioritizing repayments strategically, and minimizing future liabilities. Clearing distractions caused by debt frees not only money, but also the mental bandwidth necessary for disciplined financial decision-making. Financial noise, such as constant monitoring of markets without purpose or excessive exposure to unverified advice, consumes attention without producing results. Information overload can create confusion and hesitation, which paralyzes action. Streamline sources of financial information, focus only on data that directly informs decisions, and create structured routines for review and action. Clarity reduces wasted energy and strengthens confidence in every choice made. Mindless spending on trends, status symbols, or fleeting experiences is another energy drain. Social influence often nudges individuals toward purchases that do not align with goals or values. Discipline requires distinguishing between needs and wants, assessing the true value of each purchase, and resisting cultural pressure to conform. By aligning expenditures with personal objectives, energy is preserved for actions that generate real returns. Financial distractions also include internal conflict and indecision. Hesitating over choices, procrastinating on investments, or overanalyzing minor decisions consumes both time and mental energy. Create frameworks for decision-making, define criteria, assess options, and commit to action promptly. Energy expended in constant deliberation is wasted. Decisive, informed action is far more productive. Discipline in execution minimizes mental friction and maximizes momentum. Technology can amplify both productivity and distraction. Mobile devices, notifications, and constant connectivity pull attention away from strategic financial action. Establish boundaries with devices, schedule focused work periods, and eliminate non-essential alerts. Creating a controlled environment allows energy to be concentrated on meaningful work rather than fragmented by constant interruptions. The intentional use of technology amplifies results while minimizing wasted effort. Emotional responses to money are a hidden source of distraction. Fear, guilt, anxiety, or excitement can drive poor financial decisions, misallocation of resources, and mental fatigue. Cultivating emotional awareness, practicing self-regulation, and maintaining a rational approach to finances preserves energy for deliberate, productive actions. Emotional mastery is as critical as practical strategy in eliminating distractions that undermine wealth creation. Prioritizing high-impact financial activities is a key strategy. Identify tasks that directly contribute to income, investment growth, or skill development, and allocate time and energy accordingly. Non-essential tasks, even if they feel productive, dilute focus and slow progress. Consistently evaluating activities through the lens of value maximization ensures that energy flows toward actions with measurable and compounding results. Cluttered financial records and disorganized systems also drain energy. Searching for receipts, invoices, or statements wastes time and causes stress. Establish clear, organized systems for tracking income, expenses, investments, and obligations. Simplifying and automating processes not only reduces friction, but also enhances the ability to respond swiftly to opportunities, freeing mental capacity for strategy rather than management. Peer pressure and societal expectations can subtly steer energy away from personal priorities. Pressure to spend, invest in status-driven assets, or emulate others' lifestyles leads to misaligned financial decisions. Disciplined focus requires consciously evaluating motivations and ensuring that actions reflect personal goals rather than external influence. Autonomy over choices preserves energy for productive efforts rather than reactive compliance. Unnecessary complexity in financial planning creates cognitive overload. Overcomplicating budgets, investment strategies, or goal setting divides attention and reduces effectiveness. Simplify systems to the essential elements that produce measurable outcomes. Clarity in structure reduces distraction, strengthens execution, and maximizes the impact of energy invested. Efficiency in process supports consistent financial progress. A lack of clear goals magnifies distractions. Without defined targets, energy is dispersed, and actions may be misaligned. Establishing specific, measurable objectives allows focus to concentrate where it matters most. Clear priorities act as a filter for decisions, guiding energy toward productive activity and away from efforts that do not serve long-term wealth creation. Regular reflection and assessment help identify ongoing distractions. Daily or weekly reviews of spending, obligations, and focus areas reveal hidden leaks of energy. Corrective action ensures that distractions do not accumulate and compromise long-term growth. This practice strengthens awareness and creates a proactive rather than reactive approach to managing financial energy. Eliminating distractions also requires discipline in social interactions related to money. Casual comparisons, debates over others' finances, or absorbing gossip about wealth often distract from personal action. Limit engagement with conversations or media that produce negative emotional responses or misaligned priorities. Energy conserved in this way can be redirected toward meaningful contribution and strategic growth. Every eliminated distraction strengthens the capacity to execute on wealth-building activities. Each focused hour, each intentional decision, and each simplified process compounds, creating clarity, confidence, and tangible progress. Removing energy drains is as critical as generating income, as wealth cannot grow efficiently if attention is constantly fragmented. In every financial decision, ask whether it aligns with goals, maximizes value, and preserves energy. Eliminate obligations, habits, and influences that fail this test. The energy saved becomes the fuel for strategic action, investment, and skill development. Momentum is generated through focus, and wealth grows where energy is concentrated and distractions are minimized. Consistent elimination of financial drains establishes habits that sustain long-term prosperity. Energy once lost to distractions is now redirected to deliberate action, compounding skill, wealth, and opportunity. Discipline in focus creates a foundation where decisions are intentional, resources are maximized, and opportunities are seized with clarity. Financial distractions no longer control outcomes, purposeful action does. By systematically identifying and removing distractions, clarity emerges, and the path to wealth becomes direct and actionable. Energy is liberated for meaningful work, high-impact decisions, and strategic growth. Every adjustment strengthens focus, reinforces discipline, and positions resources where they produce maximum return. Wealth is amplified through consistent, intentional application of attention, time, and effort. Eliminating financial distractions transforms the way energy flows. Time, focus, and resources are directed toward outcomes that matter, creating momentum that accelerates growth and maximizes potential. By protecting attention from drains and aligning action with strategic objectives, every step taken compounds, reinforcing clarity, control, and sustainable wealth. This disciplined redirection of energy is the foundation for building financial freedom and long-term success. Chapter 5. Track every expense and increase your savings efficiently. Every dollar you spend tells a story, and every dollar you save builds a future. Wealth is not simply about earning. It is about understanding, managing, and directing every resource that passes through your hands. Tracking expenses is the most powerful habit that transforms chaotic financial behavior into disciplined, intentional action. When every expenditure is accounted for, awareness replaces uncertainty and control becomes second nature. The first step is complete transparency with your finances. Know exactly where every dollar goes. Income, bills, subscriptions, discretionary spending, and occasional purchases must all be recorded without exception. Ignoring small expenditures is a common trap, as minor leaks accumulate into significant losses over time. Tracking transforms vague notions of spending into concrete, actionable insight. Awareness itself is a form of wealth, as it empowers informed choices rather than reactive behavior. Categorization of expenses provides clarity and strategy. Divide spending into essentials, investments, discretionary items, and occasional indulgences. Essentials cover basic living costs: housing, food, utilities, and transportation. Investments include contributions to skills, assets, and ventures that generate future income. Discretionary spending captures lifestyle choices, while indulgences are optional, non-essential luxuries. Categorization reveals patterns, highlights inefficiencies, and ensures that energy and money are consistently aligned with long-term goals. Efficiency in tracking requires reliable systems. Digital tools, apps, or spreadsheets allow for real-time monitoring and automatic calculations. Paper ledgers work as well, provided updates are consistent and detailed. The key is not the medium, but the habit of daily or regular recording. Each entry reinforces accountability, builds awareness, and strengthens discipline, creating a feedback loop where conscious attention to finances leads to smarter, more strategic action. Analyzing patterns is critical to understanding financial behavior. Review categories regularly and identify areas where spending exceeds necessity or where opportunities for saving exist. Examine recurring costs, impulsive purchases, and patterns of underutilized subscriptions. This insight enables proactive adjustments rather than reactive corrections. By interpreting data systematically, energy is concentrated on optimizing choices rather than worrying about unknown leaks. Incremental savings is a habit that compounds over time. Even modest adjustments, reducing discretionary spending, negotiating recurring costs, or reallocating excess to high-yield accounts, produce substantial impact when applied consistently. Treat savings as a recurring intentional action, not a byproduct of income. Automatic transfers to savings accounts, investment vehicles, or emergency funds remove reliance on willpower and guarantee that resources are consistently directed toward wealth accumulation. Every decision must be evaluated for efficiency and necessity. Before making a purchase, question whether it aligns with priorities, enhances value, or contributes to long-term objectives. This practice prevents wasted energy on non-essential consumption and reinforces conscious control over financial choices. The discipline of deliberate spending transforms money from a fleeting resource into a tool for structured growth. Emergency funds are a crucial aspect of efficient savings. Setting aside resources for unforeseen events eliminates stress, preserves stability, and prevents reliance on high-interest debt during crises. These funds act as both a buffer and a strategic reserve, allowing decisions to be made from a place of clarity rather than urgency. Building and maintaining emergency reserves should be a consistent, prioritized habit. Goal-directed savings increases motivation and focus. Establish clear targets for short-term, medium-term, and long-term objectives. Short-term goals may include monthly or quarterly savings targets. Medium-term goals can focus on significant investments, business ventures, or skill acquisition. Long-term goals encompass retirement, property acquisition, or generational wealth. Tracking progress toward these goals ensures that every financial decision serves a purpose, reinforcing energy and attention toward meaningful outcomes. Discipline is reinforced through visibility and accountability. Regularly review expenses, track progress against goals, and adjust strategies as needed. Share goals with trusted advisors or partners to strengthen commitment and gain perspective. External accountability complements internal discipline, ensuring that energy and resources are directed toward productive outcomes without deviation. Efficient savings also involves strategic allocation. Money should not sit idle unnecessarily. It should be placed in accounts or instruments that preserve value, earn interest, or generate returns. Evaluate risk, liquidity, and potential growth when allocating resources. By optimizing where funds are stored and how they are used, wealth compounds more effectively, transforming passive reserves into active instruments of growth. Avoiding lifestyle inflation is a principle often overlooked. As income increases, expenses frequently rise proportionally, negating the benefits of higher earnings. Maintain discipline by prioritizing saving and investing over excessive consumption. Incremental lifestyle upgrades can be permitted, but only when they do not compromise long-term objectives. This restraint ensures that energy and resources are consistently funneled into growth rather than temporary gratification. Visualization and mindfulness strengthen savings habits. Picture the future outcomes generated by disciplined allocation of funds, whether it is security, freedom, or opportunities. Mindful awareness of the consequences of each financial decision strengthens commitment and focus. Every dollar saved becomes a tangible step toward a larger, defined reality rather than an abstract exercise in frugality. Debt management complements efficient savings. Prioritize paying down high-interest obligations first, while maintaining minimum payments on others. Reducing debt frees both financial and mental energy, allowing resources to be redirected towards saving and investment. The combination of debt reduction and disciplined tracking produces clarity, confidence, and momentum, eliminating distractions and reinforcing control over financial life. Regular reflection enhances efficiency. Conduct monthly reviews to assess spending, track savings growth, and adjust allocations. Look for trends, identify inefficiencies, and celebrate progress. Reflection transforms routine tracking into a strategic tool, allowing decisions to evolve based on insight rather than habit alone. Energy is preserved by acting deliberately rather than reacting to surprises or gaps. Automating both tracking and saving reinforces consistency. Set up automatic transfers to savings accounts, schedule recurring expense audits, and create reminders for financial reviews. Automation reduces cognitive load, ensures regular action, and strengthens the habit loop, making disciplined financial management seamless and sustainable. Frugality and resourcefulness amplify savings efficiency. Look for ways to optimize spending without sacrificing value. Shop strategically, negotiate services, reduce waste, and leverage bulk or seasonal opportunities. Energy directed toward thoughtful resource management compounds, increasing both financial security and confidence in decision-making. Each saved dollar becomes a tool for opportunity rather than a forgotten expense. Prioritize high-leverage savings opportunities. Focus on adjustments or real allocations that produce the greatest impact relative to effort. This may involve consolidating accounts, refinancing debt at lower interest, or redirecting discretionary spending into high-yield investments. Energy spent strategically produces more significant results than minor or symbolic efforts scattered across low-impact areas. Financial awareness grows with consistent observation. The act of daily or weekly tracking sharpens intuition, teaches discipline, and increases clarity. Over time, individuals develop a natural sense of where money flows, how energy is allocated, and which actions produce results. This instinct reduces waste, increases efficiency, and empowers proactive rather than reactive financial decisions. Compounding works most effectively when savings are disciplined and intentional. Every incremental contribution accumulates over time, creating exponential growth. Tracking ensures contributions are consistent, visible, and purposeful. Discipline in both saving and monitoring enables the power of compounding to work continuously, turning modest daily actions into substantial financial results over the long term. Every expense recorded is an opportunity to reassess priorities. Every dollar saved is a building block for freedom, security, and opportunity. When financial energy is tracked, disciplined, and allocated efficiently, chaos is replaced by control, uncertainty is replaced by strategy, and effort produces tangible results. Efficiency in saving is not about restriction. It is about aligning every action with purpose and maximizing the return of your energy on every level. By maintaining meticulous oversight, optimizing allocation, and cultivating disciplined habits, wealth grows steadily and predictably. Tracking expenses and increasing savings is both a mindset and a practice, a daily commitment that multiplies over time. The energy once dissipated through oversight, impulsivity, and inefficiency is redirected toward meaningful accumulation, ensuring that every decision strengthens both financial position and personal empowerment. Chapter 6. Invest in skills that generate income and opportunities quickly. The fastest path to financial freedom is not found in luck, inheritance, or even sheer effort. It lies in investing in skills that generate income and open doors to new opportunities. Every hour spent improving your abilities multiplies your earning potential, expands influence, and creates options that were previously inaccessible. Skills are portable assets. Unlike money, they cannot be taken away, and their value grows with application and refinement. Identifying which skills to develop requires strategic thinking. Focus on abilities that solve problems, meet demand, or provide leverage in high-value environments. Technical proficiency, digital literacy, sales, negotiation, communication, marketing, and financial literacy are examples of skills with immediate and scalable returns. Evaluate the marketplace and your own strengths to select skills that will produce tangible results quickly while building long-term advantage. Time invested in skill acquisition must be deliberate and structured. Passive learning, scattered reading, or casual observation rarely produces meaningful progress. Allocate focused blocks of time to practice, study, and application. Break complex skills into manageable components. Master foundational elements first, and progressively tackle more advanced challenges. Discipline in learning ensures that energy converts efficiently into marketable ability and measurable outcomes. Practical application is the bridge between knowledge and income. Learning without execution produces little return. Engage in real-world projects, freelance work, or entrepreneurial experiments that put skills to use immediately. Each task completed, each problem solved, and each project delivered reinforces competence and builds a portfolio of results that generates confidence, credibility, and revenue. The faster skills are applied, the quicker they translate into opportunities and financial growth. Continuous improvement is critical. Skills lose relevance if not refined. updated and adapted to changing circumstances. Maintain a mindset of growth, seeking feedback, learning from mistakes, and iterating approaches. Incremental enhancements compound, increasing proficiency and expanding the range of situations where skills can be leveraged for income. The energy devoted to consistent improvement multiplies over time, producing exponential returns. Investing in skills also involves networking with those who can mentor, guide, and challenge you. Surrounding yourself with skilled, driven individuals accelerates learning and exposes you to new opportunities. Mentors provide shortcuts through experience, helping avoid common pitfalls and increasing the speed at which proficiency translates into income. Collaboration with peers amplifies skill application, expands reach, and creates connections that would otherwise take years to develop independently. Financial literacy is a skill that magnifies the impact of every other ability. Understanding cash flow, investments, budgeting, and financial strategy ensures that the income generated by new skills is preserved, optimized, and reinvested. Without financial insight, earning potential may be wasted or mismanaged. Combining income-generating skills with money management skills compounds results and creates both immediate and lasting opportunity. Adaptability enhances skill utility. Markets, technology, and consumer behavior evolve rapidly. Skills that are in demand today may lose relevance tomorrow unless they are adaptable. Cultivate flexibility. Learn adjacent abilities, and seek knowledge that allows pivoting into new areas as opportunities arise. Versatile skills produce income more quickly because they can be applied in multiple contexts, reducing dependency on a single source of revenue. Confidence and competence are inseparable. As skills are developed and applied, the ability to communicate value convincingly grows. Confidence enhances marketability, opens doors, and encourages negotiation for better compensation. Each successful application reinforces belief in capability, creating a positive feedback loop where skill, action, and reward fuel continued growth. Opportunities multiply when others recognize both competence and the energy devoted to improvement. Leverage is amplified by combining skills strategically. Possessing complementary abilities increases efficiency, expands influence, and allows for more complex problem solving. For example, combining technical proficiency with marketing knowledge enables the creation of products or services that can be monetized effectively. Strategic pairing of skills enhances both income potential and opportunity creation, producing results greater than the sum of individual abilities. Immediate action is critical to turning skills into revenue. Delay erodes momentum, wastes opportunity, and diminishes returns. Identify actionable projects, freelance work, consulting opportunities, or entrepreneurial ventures that allow immediate application. Early execution builds experience, generates feedback, and creates proof of capability that attracts additional opportunities. Momentum gained through swift action compounds both learning and financial gain. Technology is an accelerator for skill monetization. Digital tools, platforms, and networks allow for scaling abilities quickly. Coding, content creation, digital marketing, online teaching, and e-commerce are examples of areas where skill application can reach wide audiences rapidly. Understanding how to leverage technology enhances speed, efficiency, and reach, converting skill into tangible income faster than traditional methods. Problem solving is a high-value skill with immediate applicability. Identifying inefficiencies, offering solutions, and creating tangible results positions individuals as indispensable contributors. Problem solving not only generates income, but also opens doors to leadership, consulting, and entrepreneurial opportunities. Developing analytical and creative thinking ensures that the skills you invest in produce outcomes that others are willing to compensate. Resilience enhances skill application. Not every attempt yields immediate success, but persistence ensures continued progress. Each setback provides insight into how skills can be refined and applied more effectively. Discipline in practice, combined with resilience in execution, accelerates mastery and income generation. Those who persist consistently outperform those who rely on luck or sporadic effort. Prioritization ensures that energy is applied to skills with the highest potential return. Avoid dispersing effort across low-impact abilities. Focus on skills that address pressing market needs, generate income quickly, or open doors to future opportunities. Strategic selection increases efficiency, maximizes impact, and ensures that the energy invested produces measurable, meaningful results. Documentation and tracking amplify growth. Record progress, projects, outcomes, and lessons learned. Monitoring development provides clarity, identifies gaps, and highlights strengths. This information allows for targeted improvement, efficient application, and strategic leverage of skills in contexts where they generate the greatest value. Tracking results ensures that effort converts into both income and opportunity rather than wasted potential. Teaching and sharing skills can generate additional income and reinforce mastery. Offering mentorship, training, or consulting not only creates revenue streams, but deepens understanding through application and explanation. The act of teaching solidifies knowledge while simultaneously establishing credibility, expanding networks, and creating new avenues for financial growth. Sharing expertise transforms personal development into collective opportunity. Strategic risk-taking accelerates the translation of skills into income. Applying abilities in new markets, experimenting with innovative approaches, or pursuing ventures with uncertain outcomes can produce disproportionate returns. Calculated action, informed by skill and insight, enables rapid growth while minimizing unnecessary exposure. Energy devoted to strategic application magnifies returns beyond what would be achieved through safe, passive effort alone. Every investment in skill compounds over time. Each hour, project, or learning experience increases capacity, opens doors, and builds confidence. Skills that generate income today create opportunities tomorrow, forming a chain reaction where effort and ability attract further action and reward. Wealth is a natural byproduct of disciplined, consistent skill development and strategic application. Efficiency in skill acquisition is reinforced by focused repetition. Mastery requires deliberate, concentrated practice with attention to weaknesses and refinement of strengths. Avoid scattered learning or superficial engagement. Depth produces competence, which produces income, which produces opportunity. The energy devoted to deep, intentional practice accelerates the conversion of skill into tangible results. Network and relationship building amplify the impact of skills. Connections expose abilities to potential collaborators, clients, and partners, transforming competence into marketable opportunity. Strategic engagement with others who recognize and value your skill set expands reach and creates momentum that generates financial returns faster than isolated effort. Opportunity is often unlocked through who sees and acknowledges your ability. Time invested in skills must be protected. Minimize distractions, eliminate unnecessary commitments, and focus on high-impact learning and application. Energy directed efficiently multiplies returns, while scattered effort slows progress. The disciplined allocation of time and attention ensures that skill investment produces immediate and measurable results in both income and opportunity. Finally, every skill acquired represents leverage, an asset that continues to create value long after the initial effort. By consistently identifying, learning, applying, and refining high-value abilities, income increases, opportunities multiply, and long-term freedom becomes attainable. Investing in yourself is the most reliable, immediate, and compounding method to generate both financial reward and personal empowerment. Chapter 7. Build resilience to overcome financial setbacks without hesitation. Setbacks are not the end of the journey, they are tests of strength, clarity, and perseverance. Financial challenges will arrive at some point, and the difference between stagnation and growth lies in resilience. The ability to confront obstacles, recover swiftly, and continue moving forward determines not only wealth, but the quality of life and the trajectory of opportunity. Resilience is not an innate trait reserved for a few. It is a skill that can be developed, strengthened, and applied consistently. The first step in building financial resilience is cultivating a mindset that views obstacles as temporary and solvable. Losses, unexpected expenses, or failed ventures are not permanent indicators of failure. They are feedback, information that can guide better decisions and strategic adjustments. Adopting this perspective shifts energy from fear and frustration into problem-solving and opportunity identification. The moment setbacks are seen as lessons, momentum is preserved instead of wasted on self-defeat. Preparation is the foundation of resilience. Emergency funds, diversified income streams, and clear financial systems act as buffers against unforeseen events. When unexpected costs arise, having reserves in place prevents panic, allows rational decision-making, and reduces the emotional toll of the setback. Discipline in preparation strengthens confidence and creates a sense of control even in uncertain circumstances. Every strategic action taken in advance multiplies the ability to recover quickly. Emotional regulation is crucial during financial setbacks. Panic, anger, or despair can cloud judgment and lead to poor decisions, magnifying losses. Building resilience requires cultivating calm, measured responses. Techniques such as mindful breathing, reflection, or temporarily stepping back from decisions create mental clarity. When emotions are managed, energy is redirected toward constructive actions that restore stability and growth, rather than amplifying problems. A key aspect of resilience is adaptability. Financial setbacks often require flexibility in approach, creativity in problem-solving, and openness to new strategies. Stubborn adherence to a single plan can prolong difficulty. Assess the situation objectively, identify variables that can be adjusted, and implement alternative approaches where necessary. The capacity to pivot efficiently transforms obstacles into opportunities and maintains forward momentum. Continuous learning reinforces resilience. Each challenge provides insight into what worked, what failed, and what can be improved. Tracking patterns of success and error allows for the creation of stronger financial strategies. The experience gained through setbacks is a form of intellectual and practical capital that compounds over time, making future obstacles easier to navigate. Viewing challenges as a curriculum rather than a punishment transforms setbacks into accelerated growth. Accountability strengthens recovery. Sharing experiences with trusted mentors, advisors, or peers provides perspective, advice, and encouragement. Constructive feedback identifies blind spots, highlights solutions, and reinforces discipline. Resilient individuals leverage both internal strength and external insight to navigate challenges efficiently, creating a system where setbacks are addressed proactively and solutions are implemented effectively. Prioritization during crises ensures energy is applied where it has the greatest impact. Identify essential obligations, urgent responsibilities, and high-leverage actions first. Direct resources toward areas that stabilize the situation and preserve opportunities. Avoid distraction by minor or irrelevant issues that drain focus. This disciplined approach accelerates recovery and minimizes unnecessary strain on both finances and mental energy. Persistence compounds results. Even when initial efforts do not produce immediate resolution, consistent action gradually restores stability. Daily, deliberate steps, whether reducing expenses, increasing revenue, negotiating obligations, or restructuring resources, create cumulative impact. Resilience is strengthened with small successful action, reinforcing the confidence needed to confront subsequent challenges without hesitation. Clarity of vision is essential. Even during setbacks, maintaining focus on long-term goals prevents temporary difficulties from derailing progress. Visualize the desired outcome, define actionable milestones, and remain committed to the trajectory. Energy is preserved when purpose guides decisions, rather than reaction or fear. This alignment of intention and action ensures setbacks serve as temporary obstacles rather than permanent barriers. Resourcefulness accelerates recovery. Evaluate available tools, skills, networks, and knowledge that can be applied to resolve financial challenges. Often, opportunities to mitigate loss or generate alternative income are present but overlooked. A mindset oriented towards solutions uncovers paths that others fail to see, transforming adversity into an avenue for growth. Each resource effectively leveraged strengthens resilience and expedites recovery. Discipline underpins every resilient response. Consistent habits in budgeting, tracking expenses, saving and investing create a foundation that absorbs shocks more effectively. The structured allocation of energy and resources minimizes chaos during setbacks and ensures that actions are purposeful rather than reactive. Habits cultivated before crises act as armor, enabling swift, effective responses without hesitation. Perspective prevents setbacks from becoming overwhelming. Situations that feel catastrophic in the moment often appear manageable when evaluated objectively. Compare challenges to past experiences, assess proportional impact, and identify controllable variables. Shifting focus from problems to solutions redirects energy toward actions that produce results, rather than generating stress or despair. Innovation often emerges through adversity. Financial setbacks can inspire creative approaches to income generation, expense reduction, or investment. The challenge itself becomes a catalyst for strategic thinking, uncovering opportunities that would not have been considered in stable conditions. Resilient individuals harness the pressure of difficulty to innovate, creating solutions that enhance both current stability and future growth. Networking and collaboration amplify recovery. Accessing expertise, advice, or partnership during financial challenges accelerates resolution. Connecting with individuals who have navigated similar setbacks provides practical guidance, emotional support, and opportunities that might remain invisible when acting alone. Strategic engagement strengthens resilience by expanding resources beyond personal capacity. Confidence is reinforced through small victories. Each resolved obligation, successfully negotiated agreement, or regained financial balance builds momentum. Celebrate these incremental wins as they compound into a reinforced belief in the ability to overcome future obstacles. Confidence generated through action reduces hesitation and accelerates decision-making, ensuring energy is consistently directed toward constructive outcomes. Risk assessment improves resilience. Understanding potential vulnerabilities, evaluating worst-case scenarios, and planning contingencies enhances both preparedness and response. Anticipating challenges reduces panic, informs strategic action, and preserves energy. Resilient individuals proactively mitigate risk, turning uncertainty into an opportunity to exercise foresight and discipline. Accountability to goals and principles strengthens resolve. Even when setbacks occur, adherence to values, objectives, and long-term strategies ensures that recovery efforts are aligned with ultimate ambitions. This alignment prevents distraction, preserves focus, and maintains integrity, ensuring that solutions are sustainable rather than temporary fixes. Energy is directed toward effective resolution rather than reactive patchwork. Optimism, rooted in realism, sustains resilience. Acknowledging the severity of setbacks while maintaining belief in the capacity to overcome them balances caution with confidence. Pessimism paralyzes, while blind optimism encourages reckless action. A grounded, hopeful perspective fuels disciplined, deliberate recovery while maintaining energy and clarity. Preparedness for multiple scenarios increases confidence in decision-making. Financial challenges often come unpredictably, and being ready for a range of outcomes reduces hesitation. Develop plans for different possibilities, allocate resources accordingly, and maintain flexibility. Preparedness transforms uncertainty from a source of stress into a framework for efficient response. Focus is amplified by eliminating unnecessary distractions. During setbacks, attention must be concentrated on high-impact actions that restore stability and open avenues for opportunity. Non-essential obligations, trivial concerns, and peripheral issues should be deferred or delegated. Concentrated energy produces faster, more reliable recovery than scattered effort. Resilience is ultimately about momentum. Each deliberate action taken to address financial setbacks compounds, producing stability, opportunity, and confidence. Delaying response, succumbing to fear, or overanalyzing weakens potential outcomes. Swift, disciplined action, guided by clarity and purpose, ensures that setbacks are temporary, manageable, and often transformative. By cultivating preparation, emotional control, adaptability, discipline, strategic application, and persistence, financial setbacks lose their power to derail progress. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulty, it is about confronting it directly, maintaining focus, and converting challenges into opportunities for growth. Energy invested in developing this skill becomes the most reliable asset in building wealth and achieving lasting success. Every setback navigated reinforces the ability to act without hesitation, turning adversity into a proving ground for strength, strategy, and disciplined action. The more resilience is exercised, the faster recovery becomes, and the more robust the foundation for long-term financial and personal growth. Mastery over setbacks ensures that momentum, opportunity, and wealth continue uninterrupted, regardless of obstacles. Chapter 8. Visualize clear financial goals and pursue them relentlessly. Clarity and purpose creates unstoppable momentum, and nothing accelerates financial success faster than clearly defined goals pursued without compromise. Ambition alone is not enough. Without specific targets, energy dissipates, decisions waver, and opportunities are missed. The act of visualizing precise outcomes transforms abstract dreams into actionable realities, providing both focus and direction for every choice made. The first step is defining what financial success looks like in concrete terms. Vague statements like "I want to be wealthy" have little power because they offer no measurement, timeline, or actionable pathway. Specify amounts, timelines, and desired outcomes. Determine exactly how much income, savings, or investment growth is required, and in what period. The more vivid and precise the goal, the stronger its ability to guide daily decisions and actions. Visualization is not merely imagining wealth, it is experiencing it with clarity in your mind. Picture the lifestyle, the freedom, the opportunities, and the security that comes with achieving your financial targets. Engage all senses, feel the confidence, hear the conversations, see the results of your disciplined actions. This sensory engagement creates emotional connection, transforming goals from distant aspirations into tangible, compelling realities that drive daily behavior. Breaking larger goals into actionable milestones makes them attainable and prevents overwhelm. Divide long-term objectives into monthly, weekly, or even daily targets. Each milestone represents progress, reinforcing discipline and focus. Monitoring these incremental achievements maintains momentum, ensures accountability, and keeps energy directed toward measurable outcomes rather than scattered or reactive efforts. Commitment is reinforced through repetition and consistency. Revisiting financial goals daily, reflecting on progress, and adjusting strategies ensures that priorities remain aligned with ultimate outcomes. Written statements, vision boards, or digital reminders strengthen mental focus and make it difficult to forget or ignore objectives. Repetition trains the mind to identify opportunities, avoid distractions, and consistently act in alignment with goals. Decision-making becomes more efficient when guided by clear financial goals. Every choice, whether it involves spending, investing, or career development, is evaluated against the target outcome. Actions that do not contribute meaningfully are discarded, while energy and resources are concentrated on high-impact activities. Clarity reduces hesitation, prevents wasted effort, and ensures that progress is deliberate rather than accidental. Emotional connection strengthens pursuit. Goals that are intellectually defined but emotionally uninspiring fail to motivate sustained action. Connect each financial target to personal values, aspirations, and desires. Understanding why wealth matters on a deeper level, freedom, security, impact, or legacy, fuels persistence during challenges, ensuring that setbacks do not derail progress or diminish resolve. Adaptability is crucial when pursuing goals relentlessly. Circumstances, markets, and opportunities evolve, requiring flexible strategies without abandoning the ultimate objective. Adjust methods, timelines, and approaches as necessary, but maintain commitment to the end result. Discipline in execution, combined with flexibility in approach, preserves momentum and maximizes efficiency in achieving outcomes. Accountability enhances consistency and focus. Sharing goals with mentors, advisors, or trusted peers introduces external reinforcement and perspective. Constructive feedback, encouragement, and critical evaluation prevent complacency, identify blind spots, and strengthen decision-making. Accountability systems ensure energy is consistently directed toward tangible results and prevent deviation into distractions or low-impact activities. Visualization aids problem-solving. By clearly imagining desired outcomes, potential obstacles, and necessary steps become more apparent. Anticipating challenges in advance allows proactive planning, reducing the risk of being derailed by unexpected circumstances. Visual clarity transforms abstract uncertainty into a structured framework for action, where energy is applied efficiently and strategically. Persistence is reinforced by clear milestones. Celebrate achievements along the way to maintain motivation, while using unmet targets as feedback to refine strategy. Momentum is sustained when small victories accumulate, creating a tangible sense of progress. The act of pursuing goals relentlessly is both a habit and a discipline, turning consistency into a compounding advantage over time. High-impact actions emerge naturally when goals are defined. With clarity, it becomes obvious which steps produce the most significant progress. Focus energy on income-generating activities, skill development, investment opportunities, or strategic networking that directly accelerates achievement. Eliminating low-value tasks conserves resources and intensifies the effect of every action taken. Mental resilience strengthens through visualization. Imagining success builds confidence in capability, making difficult decisions, calculated risks, and disciplined effort more natural. The mind becomes conditioned to expect progress, reducing fear, hesitation, and doubt. Confidence, aligned with clear objectives, transforms hesitation into action, and energy flows efficiently toward measurable results. Tracking and measurement are essential. Establish systems to quantify progress, monitor milestones, and evaluate the effectiveness of strategies. Without measurement, effort can appear productive without delivering real results. Regularly reviewing metrics keeps focus sharp, reinforces accountability, and allows for timely adjustments that ensure energy is consistently applied to activities with maximum impact. Long-term goals create perspective. Immediate challenges and short-term sacrifices become manageable when viewed within the context of ultimate objectives. Understanding the trajectory allows patience, prevents impulsive decisions, and strengthens the capacity to persevere. Discipline is maintained when effort is recognized as an investment toward a defined, desirable future. Strategic leverage amplifies progress, identifying opportunities where skill, capital, or relationships can be applied to produce outsized returns, accelerates goal achievement. Prioritize activities where energy yields compounding results rather than linear outcomes. Visualization helps identify leverage points, revealing pathways where focused effort produces the greatest financial impact. Mindful focus prevents distraction. Goals act as a filter for decisions, ensuring that attention, time, and resources are applied to initiatives that matter. Social pressure, fleeting trends, or low-priority tasks are easily dismissed because they do not contribute to the clearly defined objective. Energy is conserved for high-impact action, increasing efficiency and accelerating results. Financial goals also guide personal growth. The pursuit requires discipline, planning, adaptability, and problem-solving, cultivating character and capacity alongside wealth. Each step toward a target develops competence and confidence, creating a cycle where personal development and financial achievement reinforce one another. Energy invested in growth compounds with results. Visualization motivates resilience during setbacks. Imagining the achievement of goals strengthens determination to overcome obstacles, correct mistakes, and continue progress without hesitation. Energy that might be lost to frustration or doubt is redirected toward constructive problem-solving and strategic action. Clear goals act as a beacon, guiding through uncertainty and adversity. Clarity in objectives enables decisive action. When opportunities arise, choices are evaluated against the defined target. Quick, informed decisions prevent wasted time and ensure that resources are applied where they produce measurable impact. Energy is focused on execution rather than indecision, creating momentum that sustains relentless pursuit. Integration of visualization, planning, and action transforms abstract desires into reality. Every day becomes an opportunity to move closer to financial objectives. Each decision, no matter how small, contributes to the accumulation of results. Discipline, clarity, and strategic focus ensure that energy, effort, and resources compound toward measurable success. Ultimately, wealth is a product of intentional direction. Clear financial goals transform energy into action, action into results, and results into opportunities. Pursuing these objectives relentlessly ensures that every choice aligns with purpose, every effort contributes to progress, and every setback becomes a lesson rather than a barrier. Clarity and persistence create momentum, and momentum generates unstoppable growth in both wealth and personal capacity. Chapter 9. Develop patience and trust the process of growth daily. Growth does not happen overnight, and lasting wealth is built through consistent effort applied over time. Patience is not passive waiting, it is an active commitment to daily progress, trusting that the small, disciplined actions taken today accumulate into extraordinary results tomorrow. Those who master patience and embrace the process of growth achieve success steadily and reliably, while those who chase immediate gratification often find themselves stalled, frustrated, or misdirected. The first step is embracing a mindset that values progress over instant results. Understand that mastery, skill, and financial abundance are the product of repeated intentional effort. Each day contributes incrementally to long-term goals. By recognizing that meaningful outcomes require time, energy can be focused on actionable steps, rather than becoming distracted by impatience or anxiety about how fast success should arrive. Consistency is the engine of growth. Daily routines, habits, and actions compound silently but powerfully. Paying bills on time, investing in knowledge, tracking finances, and pursuing high-value opportunities every day creates momentum that eventually becomes unstoppable. The discipline to show up each day, even when immediate reward is not visible, is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who falter at the first sign of delay. Trusting the process requires faith in the methods and systems you employ. Whether learning a new skill, building a business, or managing wealth, understanding that structured effort leads to results allows patience to take root. Every task completed, every decision made with purpose, and every step toward improvement is a building block. Confidence grows not from luck, but from the knowledge that disciplined actions, repeated consistently, produce reliable outcomes over time. Patience also involves resisting impulsive reactions to temporary setbacks. Financial markets fluctuate, opportunities may appear or disappear, and mistakes happen. Impulsivity in response to challenges often compounds loss rather than correcting course. The resilient approach is to assess the situation, learn from it, and continue with steady action. Energy is preserved when focus remains on long-term objectives rather than immediate frustrations. Small actions, repeated consistently, produce significant results. Saving a modest amount daily, dedicating an hour to skill development, or making incremental improvements in a business compound into substantial outcomes over months and years. The power of compounding is not limited to money. It applies equally to knowledge, discipline, relationships, and personal growth. Recognizing this principle fosters patience because progress is observed in cumulative effect rather than immediate feedback. Tracking progress reinforces trust in the process. Measuring small wins, recording improvements, and celebrating milestones demonstrates that consistent effort is effective. Visibility of results, no matter how incremental, reinforces commitment and patience. Energy directed at daily progress becomes self-reinforcing as each recorded achievement strengthens belief in the system and fuels continued effort. Daily reflection enhances patience. Taking time to review actions, evaluate decisions, and identify lessons builds insight and prevents repetition of errors. Reflection allows for strategic adjustments while maintaining forward momentum. By understanding that growth is a process of learning as well as doing, impatience diminishes and energy is redirected into purposeful refinement of approach rather than wasted in frustration. The practice of delayed gratification strengthens both patience and decision-making. Choosing long-term benefit over immediate pleasure requires discipline, but compounds results exponentially. Each choice to prioritize investment, skill development, or strategic action over short-term satisfaction accelerates growth and builds confidence in the value of consistent effort. Energy expended in measured decisions produces far greater return than impulsive action ever could. Trust grows through experience. As daily actions produce results, confidence in the process becomes tangible. Each successful implementation reinforces the connection between effort and outcome, making it easier to remain patient in periods of slower visible progress. Energy is preserved because frustration is replaced by informed expectation, and setbacks are understood as temporary fluctuations rather than permanent failures. Visualization supports patience. By imagining the desired outcome in vivid detail, energy is aligned with purpose rather than dispersed by uncertainty. Clear mental pictures of success reinforce the value of each small step and cultivate the willingness to endure temporary delay. When the mind is anchored in the end goal, the process itself becomes meaningful rather than merely a waiting period. Resilience is strengthened through repetitive, deliberate practice. Each challenge faced during growth, each obstacle overcome, and each mistake corrected develops the capacity to maintain effort without immediate reward. By training both mind and action to continue despite difficulty, progress is sustained and energy is preserved for activities that matter most. Patience becomes a skill reinforced through experience rather than a passive expectation. Flexibility complements patience. While persistence is vital, methods and strategies may need adjustment. Stubborn adherence to ineffective approaches wastes energy and delays results. Evaluating outcomes, testing alternatives, and iterating processes ensure that effort remains productive while maintaining commitment to long-term objectives. Patience is most effective when combined with informed adaptability. Focus magnifies the effect of patience. Direct attention to high-value activities that contribute meaningfully to goals. Avoid distraction by low-priority tasks, social noise, or unnecessary comparison with others. Concentrated, deliberate action maximizes return on effort, making patience an active, productive force rather than a passive state of waiting. Energy is applied efficiently, compounding results consistently. Mentorship and guidance accelerate trust in the process. Learning from those who have successfully navigated similar paths provides both insight and reassurance. Observing their progress reinforces that patience and consistent effort produce results, while their advice reduces wasted energy and guides focus to the most impactful actions. Access to experience transforms theoretical patience into practical, actionable confidence. Mindful awareness reduces the urge to measure progress only in immediate outcomes. Daily reflection, meditation, or journaling strengthens the capacity to remain present in the process, appreciate incremental wins, and sustain motivation. Energy is preserved when satisfaction is derived from progress rather than solely from distant results, reinforcing the habit of consistent action. Accountability ensures adherence to daily effort. Sharing goals, progress, and challenges with mentors, peers, or partners reinforces commitment and encourages continued discipline. Energy is focused on achieving milestones and refining methods rather than being dissipated through indecision or distraction. Accountability strengthens both patience and trust in the process by providing structured reinforcement. Resisting comparison with others is essential. Everyone's path is unique, and the pace of progress varies. Patience is cultivated by focusing on personal milestones, incremental improvement, and long-term outcomes rather than being distracted by external benchmarks. Energy remains concentrated on productive action and confidence grows as progress is measured in personal terms rather than in relative perception. The compounding effect of daily growth illustrates the power of patience. Small improvements in skill, savings, investment, and efficiency accumulate over time to produce extraordinary outcomes. Trusting the process allows energy to be invested consistently, reinforcing momentum that accelerates achievement. Patience is rewarded not through avoidance of effort, but through disciplined application over sustained periods. Finally, patience is a form of control. It ensures that decisions are deliberate, actions are intentional, and resources are applied strategically. Trusting the process prevents reactive behavior, minimizes wasted energy, and maximizes the cumulative effect of effort. By embracing both patience and disciplined persistence, growth becomes inevitable, setbacks become temporary, and long-term success is a natural outcome of daily, purposeful action. Chapter 10. Practice gratitude for abundance and attract more opportunities. Gratitude is the catalyst that transforms what you have into a foundation for greater opportunity and lasting wealth. Recognizing the abundance already present in your life creates a mindset that attracts more, and energy flows toward growth when it is rooted in appreciation rather than scarcity. Practicing gratitude daily is not a passive exercise. It is an active discipline that reshapes thinking, behavior, and the opportunities that come your way. The first step is consciously acknowledging what exists in your life, regardless of its scale. Every asset, relationship, skill, or source of income holds value. Observing these with appreciation shifts perspective from limitation to possibility. When energy is focused on abundance rather than lack, creativity and problem-solving increase, revealing pathways to financial growth that were previously overlooked. Gratitude trains the mind to recognize potential in every circumstance. Daily practice reinforces this mindset. Setting aside moments each morning or evening to reflect on achievements, resources, and progress strengthens awareness of abundance. Writing down what is appreciated clarifies priorities and provides tangible evidence of wealth already present. This consistent acknowledgement cultivates a psychological environment where opportunities are seen and seized rather than missed due to distraction or negativity. Gratitude expands perception. When the mind is attuned to recognizing abundance, it naturally notices opportunities that others overlook. Partnerships, investments, collaborations, and new ventures become more visible. Energy is directed toward creating value and leveraging existing assets, rather than lamenting what is absent. This awareness transforms every interaction and decision into a potential avenue for growth. Expressing gratitude enhances relationships. Acknowledging the contributions of colleagues, clients, mentors, and peers strengthens trust, loyalty, and collaboration. Those who feel valued are more likely to reciprocate with support, opportunities, or guidance. Every connection deepened through appreciation multiplies the network of influence and access, producing results that extend far beyond immediate effort. Gratitude shifts focus from comparison to self-empowerment. By appreciating what is already achieved, attention moves from envy or dissatisfaction to productive action. Energy previously wasted on longing or frustration is redirected toward building, investing, and creating. This shift creates a momentum that compounds over time, reinforcing both personal growth and financial advancement. Reflection on past achievements strengthens confidence in future growth. Reviewing milestones, completed projects, or previous successes demonstrates that effort yields results. Recognizing the abundance already created fosters trust in your capability to generate more, providing the courage to pursue larger goals without hesitation. Energy fueled by confidence is more effective, persistent, and directed than energy fueled by anxiety or doubt. Gratitude encourages strategic generosity. Sharing resources, knowledge, or time creates reciprocal opportunities. Acts of giving, when rooted in genuine appreciation rather than obligation, generate influence, goodwill, and unexpected returns. The energy invested in contributing to others compounds, often resulting in connections, insights, or partnerships that accelerate financial growth. Mindset anchored in abundance promotes resilience. Setbacks, losses, or unexpected changes are viewed through the lens of opportunity rather than scarcity. Gratitude for existing resources and lessons learned reduces fear and accelerates recovery. Energy is focused on solutions and leverage points instead of regret or worry, ensuring continued progress even in challenging circumstances. Visualization strengthens the practice of gratitude. Imagining desired outcomes alongside appreciation for present resources aligns thought, emotion, and action. This integration reinforces the belief that opportunities are attainable and that energy directed toward them produces results. The combination of gratitude and clear vision creates momentum that attracts favorable circumstances and amplifies results. Daily habits reinforce long-term abundance. Simple routines, such as acknowledging wins, expressing thanks, or reflecting on resources, cultivate a mental environment primed for opportunity. Repetition builds a pattern of thought where appreciation and proactive effort coexist, creating a foundation for sustained growth. Energy flows more efficiently when directed by intention rather than distraction. Gratitude also enhances focus. Recognizing what is valuable reduces the temptation to chase fleeting or low-impact opportunities. Energy is concentrated on high-leverage actions that multiply returns. Prioritizing resources, relationships, and skills based on appreciation strengthens decision-making and accelerates progress toward meaningful objectives. Financial opportunities increase when the mind expects abundance. A grateful perspective shifts perception, identifying possibilities in situations that might otherwise appear neutral or negative. Energy becomes magnetic for solutions, partnerships, and income-generating ideas. This proactive mindset transforms everyday circumstances into strategic advantages, creating a continuous cycle of opportunity and reward. Expressing gratitude publicly or within networks amplifies influence. Acknowledging collaborators, clients, or team members fosters trust and strengthens reputation. This energy translates into future opportunities as people are drawn to those who recognize and value contributions. Reputation built on appreciation opens doors to ventures, investments, and collaborations that might remain inaccessible without genuine acknowledgement. Gratitude cultivates patience. When the mind is aware of existing abundance, the pressure for immediate results diminishes. Long-term strategies are pursued with persistence and confidence. Energy is applied efficiently, and incremental growth compounds without unnecessary stress. Patience supported by appreciation strengthens decision-making and ensures actions remain aligned with goals. Problem-solving becomes more creative when gratitude is integrated into perspective. Recognizing available resources and existing advantages provides a framework for innovation. Solutions are more effective, leveraging what is already present rather than starting from scarcity. Energy is applied intelligently, producing results that multiply rather than dissipate. Accountability reinforces the practice of gratitude. Regular reflection on achievements, contributions, and progress ensures that appreciation is not passive. Recording insights, acknowledging milestones, and revisiting successes maintain focus on abundance, preventing energy from being diverted into worry, comparison, or self-criticism. This structured approach strengthens both mindset and productivity. Gratitude encourages strategic vision. By recognizing the value already present, it becomes easier to identify where effort, investment, or collaboration will produce the greatest returns. Energy is directed toward initiatives with measurable impact, ensuring that actions are both deliberate and productive. This clarity amplifies the effectiveness of every decision made. Emotional resilience is reinforced by appreciation. Stress, frustration, or setbacks are mitigated when the mind is anchored in what is abundant. Energy that might be lost to negativity is preserved for constructive action, increasing both speed and quality of results. Gratitude serves as both buffer and amplifier, maintaining focus while attracting opportunities. Finally, practicing gratitude transforms wealth into a cycle of growth. Awareness of existing abundance attracts further opportunities, strengthens relationships, and fuels disciplined action. Every acknowledgement, reflection, or expression of appreciation compounds influence, capacity, and results. Energy flows naturally toward creation, investment, and value generation, making gratitude not just a mindset, but a strategic tool for lasting financial and personal growth. Chapter 11. Negotiate effectively to maximize every financial and personal opportunity. Every interaction is an opportunity to create value, and mastering negotiation transforms ordinary conversations into avenues for financial and personal growth. Effective negotiation is not about pressure, manipulation, or conflict. It is a disciplined process of aligning interests, communicating value, and creating mutually beneficial outcomes. Those who understand and apply negotiation strategically unlock opportunities that others overlook, multiplying results in both wealth and influence. Preparation is the cornerstone of successful negotiation. Understanding the context, identifying objectives, and knowing your own value creates confidence and clarity. Research the market, assess comparable opportunities, and define your minimum acceptable outcome. Energy directed toward preparation prevents reactive decision-making, ensures focus, and equips you to navigate discussions with authority rather than uncertainty. Active listening amplifies negotiation effectiveness. Truly hearing the other party's needs, constraints, and priorities provides insight into what can be leveraged or adjusted. When listening replaces assumption, energy is applied strategically, revealing solutions that satisfy both sides. Attention to subtle cues, tone, and context often uncovers opportunities for compromise or expansion that are invisible to those who speak first without understanding. Clarity in communication strengthens outcomes. Express intentions, value, and expectations precisely. Ambiguity diminishes leverage and increases the likelihood of compromise on unfavorable terms. Energy applied to clear articulation ensures that contributions are recognized, offers are understood, and potential benefits are maximized. Confident communication signals preparedness and competence, increasing influence during negotiation. Timing plays a critical role. Patience allows leverage to build, while impulsive decisions weaken position. Assess when the other party is most receptive and when circumstances are optimal for agreement. Strategic timing ensures that energy and effort produce maximum impact rather than being dissipated in unproductive discussions or premature concessions. Understanding leverage is essential. Identify what you bring to the table, skills, resources, knowledge, or alternatives, and communicate their value subtly yet convincingly. Energy is maximized when strengths are emphasized and aligned with the counterpart's priorities. Recognizing leverage also prevents undervaluing oneself or accepting suboptimal outcomes, ensuring that every negotiation moves closer to strategic objectives. Flexibility enhances results. While preparation defines your goals, adaptability in approach allows exploration of alternative solutions that satisfy both parties. Rigid adherence to a single method may close doors unnecessarily. Energy applied with strategic flexibility uncovers creative agreements, strengthens relationships, and maximizes both immediate and long-term value. Confidence influences perception. Demonstrating belief in your value, ideas, and proposals encourages reciprocal respect and consideration. Confidence is reinforced through preparation, clarity, and consistent action, creating a psychological advantage that enhances negotiation outcomes. Energy spent cultivating and projecting assurance directly translates into measurable gains. Patience reinforces position. Avoid rushing agreements or making concessions under pressure. A calm, measured approach allows the counterpart to recognize the fairness and value of proposals, increasing the likelihood of optimal results. Energy conserved through patience prevents reactive errors and supports strategic persistence toward favorable outcomes. Framing offers strategically strengthens influence. Position proposals in a way that emphasizes mutual benefit, addresses concerns, and aligns with priorities. Energy is magnified when communication is tailored to demonstrate value, mitigate objections, and highlight the advantages of agreement. Effective framing transforms discussion from adversarial to lateral, accelerating progress and maximizing opportunity. Awareness of body language and non-verbal signals reinforces negotiation. Gestures, posture, and tone convey confidence, attentiveness, and credibility, influencing perception without words. Energy invested in maintaining controlled, deliberate, non-verbal communication supports verbal messaging, strengthening the overall effect and ensuring proposals are received with seriousness and respect. Understanding alternatives empowers negotiation. Knowing what options exist outside the current discussion, other offers, opportunities, or strategies reduces dependence on a single outcome. This perspective prevents compromise on unfavorable terms and strengthens confidence. Energy applied toward evaluating alternatives ensures informed decision-making and optimal leverage throughout the process. Empathy enhances influence. Recognizing and acknowledging the counterpart's needs fosters trust, reduces resistance, and opens dialogue for creative solutions. Energy applied toward understanding motivations creates alignment and increases the probability of agreement without conflict. Negotiation grounded in empathy cultivates lasting relationships that extend beyond the immediate transaction. Structured strategy improves outcomes. Define stages, objectives, and contingency plans before engaging. Anticipate objections, prepare responses, and identify opportunities for concession that retain value. Energy invested in planning and structure minimizes reactive behavior and maximizes efficiency, ensuring each negotiation step advances toward measurable goals. Reciprocity strengthens agreements. Offering value in one area can elicit concessions or collaboration in another. Energy directed strategically toward providing meaningful benefits encourages proportional return, creating agreements that are balanced, sustainable, and mutually advantageous. Recognizing and leveraging reciprocity accelerates success while preserving relationships. Follow-up consolidates gains. Agreements are reinforced and clarified through timely communication, ensuring commitments are understood and implemented. Energy applied to consistent follow-up prevents misunderstandings, protects value, and fosters trust. Effective follow-up transforms initial agreements into lasting, productive outcomes. Confidence grows through experience. Each negotiation, regardless of scale, builds skill, awareness, and insight. Energy invested in preparation, reflection, and practice compounds over time, producing proficiency that increases both efficiency and effectiveness in securing favorable outcomes. Mastery of negotiation is not instinctive. It is developed through disciplined repetition and analysis. Ethical integrity sustains long-term influence. Negotiation should create benefit without exploitation. Energy applied with honesty, transparency, and fairness fosters trust and strengthens reputation. Opportunities increase when others recognize reliability and credibility, ensuring that negotiated gains are sustainable and reinforced by continued collaboration. Analyzing outcomes enhances future performance. Post-negotiation review of successes, failures, and strategic choices identifies areas for improvement. Energy invested in reflection strengthens skill, clarifies approach, and prepares for increasingly complex opportunities. Each negotiation becomes a building block for greater confidence, influence, and results in future interactions. Persistence ensures maximum value. When initial attempts do not yield ideal outcomes, disciplined follow-through, renegotiation, and strategic adjustment create additional opportunity. Energy is applied efficiently when guided by objectives, preparation, and awareness, producing cumulative gains rather than settling for suboptimal results. Negotiation is a practice of alignment. Effective negotiators identify shared goals, leverage value, and create conditions where every participant benefits. Energy directed strategically toward mutual success produces greater returns than adversarial approaches, strengthening relationships, reputation, and long-term opportunity. Ultimately, every conversation is an opportunity to increase value, expand influence, and secure advantageous outcomes. By combining preparation, clarity, active listening, confidence, empathy, patience, and structured strategy, negotiation becomes a consistent pathway to maximizing both financial and personal opportunities. Energy applied with discipline and focus ensures that each action compounds into tangible results, accelerating growth and establishing a foundation for sustained success. Chapter 12. Automate income streams to secure consistent financial growth constantly. Financial freedom begins when money works for you, not the other way around. Automating income streams transforms effort into lasting results, allowing growth to continue even when attention is elsewhere. Dependence on active labor limits potential, but when systems are created to generate consistent revenue, energy can be redirected toward innovation, strategy, and opportunities that compound over time. The first step is identifying income streams that can function with minimal ongoing intervention. These can include investments, online businesses, royalties, subscription models, or automated services. The key is ensuring that each stream has predictable value and operates reliably without requiring constant personal involvement. This approach turns effort into leverage, multiplying results while preserving freedom. Automation requires structure. Systems must be designed, implemented, and monitored to ensure consistent performance. Technology, software, and service platforms make it possible to execute processes efficiently, from recurring payments to marketing funnels. Energy spent upfront in building these frameworks produces continual returns, eliminating reliance on manual effort and creating a self-sustaining cycle of growth. Diversification strengthens stability. Relying on a single source of income increases vulnerability to disruption. Multiple automated streams reduce risk and ensure continuity, even if one channel underperforms or is temporarily compromised. Energy applied strategically across diverse opportunities produces resilience and a more secure path to consistent financial growth. Consistency is achieved through monitoring and optimization. Automation is not a set-and-forget approach. It requires periodic review, refinement, and adjustment to maintain efficiency and relevance. Systems should be evaluated for performance, gaps, and emerging opportunities. Energy directed toward intelligent oversight ensures that automated income continues to grow while minimizing waste or underperformance. Leveraging technology accelerates results. Tools such as online payment processors, scheduling software, subscription services, and analytics platforms allow seamless operation of income streams. These tools reduce the time and effort needed for management, freeing energy for expansion, strategy, or skill development. Automation is magnified when technology is applied effectively, producing scalable results. Passive revenue requires upfront effort and discipline. Each automated system demands planning, investment, and thoughtful execution before it begins to yield returns. Energy applied at this stage is amplified over time, producing income streams that operate independently of daily input. The initial commitment creates a foundation for long-term growth and stability. Investments are a key element of automated income. Dividend stocks, interest-bearing accounts, real estate with property management, or other income-generating assets produce recurring returns. Energy applied to research, selection, and management ensures that these assets perform reliably, providing a steady flow of capital that can be reinvested to compound growth over time. Subscription models and recurring services amplify predictability. Membership programs, automated courses, digital products, or service retainers generate consistent revenue without continuous sales effort. Energy focused on delivering quality, maintaining engagement, and updating offerings enhances retention and maximizes the return on each automated system. Delegation extends automation further. Hiring skilled professionals to manage processes, customer service, or operations ensures that systems run smoothly without constant personal oversight. Energy is preserved for high-value decisions and strategic expansion, while automated workflows continue to generate consistent income. Proper delegation multiplies the effectiveness of every system implemented. Marketing automation ensures visibility and continuous engagement. Email sequences, social media scheduling, advertising funnels, and content systems maintain communication with audiences, attracting new clients or customers even when direct effort is limited. Energy directed at setting up and optimizing these systems ensures a continuous stream of opportunities and revenue generation. Tracking performance is essential. Metrics, analytics, and reporting provide insight into which streams are most effective and which require adjustment. Energy applied to monitoring results prevents stagnation, identifies gaps, and maximizes efficiency. Automation is most powerful when guided by data, ensuring consistent financial growth without unnecessary effort. Scaling opportunities arise naturally once automation is in place. Systems that operate reliably can be expanded, replicated, or diversified to increase returns. Energy is focused on strategic decisions that multiply impact rather than being consumed by routine management. Scaling magnifies results and accelerates the journey toward long-term financial security. Risk management protects automated systems. Contingency planning, backups, and security measures ensure that income continues even under unexpected circumstances. Energy invested in safeguards preserves continuity, minimizes disruption, and maintains confidence that growth is sustainable. Reliability reinforces both stability and potential for expansion. Automated income encourages strategic reinvestment. Profits from systems can be redirected into additional assets, skill development, or new streams, creating a compounding cycle of growth. Energy previously devoted to active labor can be repurposed toward opportunities that increase both scale and efficiency. Each reinvestment enhances the long-term trajectory of financial freedom. Patience is necessary during the initial phase. Automated systems often take time to become fully operational and profitable. Early investment of energy, attention, and resources may not yield immediate returns, but consistent application ensures that the systems will produce reliable income over time. Trust in the process allows energy to be applied effectively and with focus. Automation frees mental bandwidth. With reliable systems generating revenue, energy can be allocated toward innovation, strategy, and high-impact projects. Focused attention on growth and optimization multiplies returns, transforming initial effort into expansive opportunities. The mind, liberated from constant operational tasks, becomes a powerful driver of further wealth creation. Ethical considerations strengthen long-term sustainability. Delivering genuine value, maintaining transparency, and honoring commitments in automated systems fosters trust and encourages repeat engagement. Energy invested in ethical practices protects reputation and ensures that growth is sustainable, attracting loyal clients, partners, and collaborators over time. Finally, automating income is not an endpoint but a tool for freedom, focus, and expansion. Each system implemented multiplies the effect of effort, providing consistent financial growth while allowing energy to be concentrated on strategic opportunities. Discipline, planning, and thoughtful execution transform automation into a reliable engine of wealth, creating momentum that continues regardless of circumstance, effort, or external change. Chapter 13. Analyze risks carefully and take calculated action without fear. Success is built on action, not hesitation, and every decision carries risk, but calculated action transforms potential danger into opportunity. Understanding and analyzing risk allows energy to be applied intelligently, creating growth without recklessness. Fear disappears when preparation, insight, and strategy guide every move, leaving only confidence and momentum. The first step is to recognize that risk is inherent in every endeavor. No opportunity is without uncertainty, and avoiding risk entirely guarantees stagnation. The difference between failure and success lies in the ability to assess potential outcomes, weigh probabilities, and act deliberately. Energy directed toward informed analysis multiplies effectiveness while minimizing avoidable loss. Information is the foundation of risk management. Gather data about markets, trends, competitors, and potential obstacles. The more precise and comprehensive your understanding, the more accurately you can anticipate challenges and identify advantages. Energy invested in research prevents costly mistakes and provides the clarity necessary to make decisive, confident moves. Evaluate probabilities with rigor. Consider worst-case scenarios, best-case outcomes, and the most likely results. Assign realistic expectations to each potential consequence and measure them against the potential benefits. Energy is amplified when decisions are guided by reasoned assessment rather than emotion or impulse. Calculated choices replace guesswork with actionable strategy. Understanding personal capacity is crucial. Every opportunity carries varying degrees of resource demand, skill requirement, and emotional strain. Aligning risk with capability ensures that action is sustainable and increases the likelihood of success. Energy focused on endeavors within reach, yet challenging enough to produce growth, maximizes impact while reducing unnecessary exposure. Mitigation strategies protect against loss. Identify contingencies, safety nets, and exit plans before committing fully. These measures do not indicate fear, they signify foresight. Energy applied to developing protective measures preserves resources and confidence, allowing action without hesitation. The presence of well-thought-out safeguards transforms risk into a manageable and productive force. Fear often arises from uncertainty or imagined outcomes rather than reality. Confronting fear requires clear understanding and preparation. By quantifying potential consequences and visualizing effective responses, energy that would be wasted in doubt is redirected into constructive, focused action. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the discipline to act despite it. Incremental experimentation reduces exposure. Testing strategies, investments, or initiatives on a smaller scale allows insight without committing fully to unknown outcomes. Each experiment provides valuable data, refines judgment, and strengthens decision-making skills. Energy is applied efficiently because learning occurs while risk remains controlled. Gradual scaling turns uncertainty into predictable growth. Scenario planning enhances resilience. Consider multiple paths and responses to potential challenges. Mapping alternatives and contingencies allows decisions to remain fluid yet calculated. Energy invested in proactive planning prevents paralysis when circumstances shift, ensuring momentum continues even under unexpected conditions. Anticipation transforms risk into strategic flexibility. Decision-making frameworks strengthen clarity. Establish criteria for evaluating opportunities, including potential return, resource requirement, alignment with goals, and risk tolerance. Applying consistent standards ensures energy is applied to high-value choices and reduces emotional influence. Frameworks provide a repeatable process, increasing confidence and efficiency in navigating uncertain situations. Seek counsel when necessary. Mentors, advisors, and experienced peers can provide insight into risks that might otherwise be overlooked. Energy directed toward informed consultation expands perspective and reduces blind spots. Leveraging collective knowledge strengthens decisions, providing both strategic advantage and reassurance when moving forward. Adaptability is key when risks materialize unexpectedly. The ability to pivot without hesitation transforms potential setbacks into opportunities for growth. Energy applied with flexibility ensures that action continues to yield results, even when circumstances change. Calculated action is not rigid. It evolves with information and conditions while maintaining alignment with long-term objectives. Understand that failure is a teacher. Even calculated actions can lead to temporary loss or unforeseen outcomes. Rather than discouraging future effort, each result provides data, insight, and experience. Energy invested in reflection and adjustment converts setbacks into stepping stones, reinforcing resilience and enhancing the quality of subsequent decisions. Time management amplifies the effectiveness of calculated risk-taking. Allocate attention to the most promising opportunities and avoid overextending resources on ventures with minimal potential. Energy applied selectively produces maximum impact, ensuring that risk is proportional to reward and aligned with strategic priorities. Focused action prevents wasted effort and unnecessary exposure. Confidence grows from repeated, deliberate practice. Each successful navigation of risk reinforces judgment, enhances intuition, and strengthens the capacity to act decisively under uncertainty. Energy is preserved because experience reduces hesitation, allowing action to be executed efficiently and effectively. Mastery of risk analysis transforms uncertainty into a tool for progress rather than a source of anxiety. Emotional control under pressure is essential. High-stakes decisions often trigger stress, impulsivity, or overreaction. Discipline in managing emotional responses ensures energy is directed toward rational analysis and strategic action. Calm, focused thought produces outcomes that are deliberate, measured, and aligned with long-term objectives, even in volatile situations. Leverage magnifies calculated risk. Identify assets, skills, networks, or resources that increase the potential return of a decision while buffering exposure. Energy applied to leverage ensures that each action has amplified effect, transforming modest opportunities into significant results while maintaining control over potential downsides. Opportunity cost must be considered. Every choice excludes alternative actions. Analyze the trade-offs of committing resources to one venture versus another. Energy is optimized when allocated to initiatives with the highest potential return relative to risk. Awareness of opportunity cost ensures that decision-making remains efficient and focused on maximizing growth. Discipline ensures consistency in applying risk analysis, avoiding impulsive decisions, adhering to frameworks, and maintaining strategic evaluation creates a repeatable process for growth. Energy spent in consistent disciplined assessment compounds over time, producing increasingly accurate decisions and stronger outcomes. Habitual application of calculated action transforms uncertainty into a reliable pathway to achievement. Finally, understanding that risk is not a barrier but a vehicle transforms mindset and action. Each calculated decision, informed by insight, preparation and analysis, moves you closer to goals while preserving energy and resources. Fear diminishes when knowledge, strategy and deliberate action replace guesswork. Energy applied thoughtfully, courageously and methodically ensures that growth continues steadily, opportunities are seized confidently, and every challenge becomes a catalyst for advancement. Chapter 14. Strengthen self-discipline to resist impulsive spending habits immediately. Self-discipline is the bridge between financial intention and financial freedom, and resisting impulsive spending is the most immediate and powerful way to reclaim control over your wealth. Every unnecessary purchase, momentary indulgence, or unplanned expense quietly drains energy, diverts resources, and undermines long-term goals. Strengthening self-discipline is not about deprivation. It is about aligning actions with priorities, creating control over your financial future, and turning every decision into a deliberate step toward abundance. The first step is awareness. Recognize patterns of impulsive spending by tracking behavior meticulously. Note when purchases occur, what triggers them, and how they make you feel afterward. Energy is preserved when behavior is observed without judgment, creating a foundation for conscious intervention rather than reactive frustration. Awareness transforms vague dissatisfaction into actionable insight. Setting clear boundaries immediately reinforces discipline. Define limits on discretionary spending, categorize funds, and allocate money for essentials, investments, and controlled indulgence. Energy is focused on adhering to structure rather than succumbing to fleeting desire. Boundaries provide a framework that transforms intention into consistent behavior, preventing energy leakage through unnecessary transactions. Delaying gratification is a practical method to resist impulse purchases. Implement a waiting period before committing to non-essential expenses. This pause allows the mind to evaluate necessity, alignment with goals, and potential consequences. Energy conserved through delayed action reduces regret, strengthens decision-making, and fosters a habit of intentionality that compounds over time. Automating savings strengthens control. Allocate a portion of income to accounts that are not easily accessed for daily spending. When money is reserved for strategic purposes rather than immediately available, energy is redirected toward growth rather than fleeting consumption. Automation removes temptation from daily decision-making, reinforcing self-discipline passively and consistently. Understanding the psychology of desire reinforces resistance. Impulse spending is often triggered by emotional states, social influence, or environmental cues. Identifying personal triggers, whether boredom, stress, or advertising, allows proactive strategies to counteract them. Energy is maximized when behavioral patterns are anticipated and managed rather than reacted to, reducing wasted effort and emotional strain. Replacing consumption with productive alternatives channels energy into growth. When the urge to spend arises, redirect attention to skill development, investment research, physical activity, or creative projects. By satisfying the impulse through constructive action, the mind associates reward with growth rather than expenditure, strengthening discipline while simultaneously building wealth. Visualizing long-term goals enhances motivation. Clearly imagining financial objectives, lifestyle aspirations, or investment milestones creates a mental framework that guides every decision. Energy spent evaluating purchases through the lens of these goals ensures that actions reinforce progress rather than erode it. Visualization strengthens commitment, making impulsive choices feel counterproductive rather than indulgent. Accountability magnifies results. Share objectives and spending limits with trusted partners, mentors, or communities. Regular check-ins create external reinforcement that complements internal discipline. Energy applied to transparent communication and tracking progress ensures adherence, prevents regression, and fosters continuous improvement in resisting impulse behavior. Simplifying environments reduces temptation. Unsubscribe from marketing emails, remove saved payment methods from frequent online platforms, and avoid browsing stores unnecessarily. Energy that would be diverted by external stimuli is preserved for deliberate action. By designing surroundings that minimize triggers, discipline becomes effortless rather than constant struggle. Budgeting becomes a tool of empowerment, not restriction. Allocate funds purposefully, prioritize high-value expenditures, and assign remaining resources to savings, investment, or controlled indulgence. Energy is directed towards strategic decisions rather than reactive consumption. Budgets act as a roadmap, transforming discipline into consistent, measurable outcomes while reducing decision fatigue. Recognizing the opportunity cost of impulsive spending reinforces restraint. Every unplanned expense is a trade-off against future investment, security, or personal growth. Energy is preserved when each purchase is evaluated in terms of its potential impact on long-term objectives. This perspective transforms short-term desire into conscious choice, strengthening financial habits and increasing wealth potential. Developing rituals and routines supports self-discipline. Allocate regular times for reviewing financial status, updating budgets, and evaluating goals. Energy applied through structured habit formation automates vigilance, reduces mental clutter, and reinforces consistent behavior without relying solely on willpower. Discipline becomes embedded in lifestyle rather than an intermittent effort. Emotional regulation strengthens resistance to impulse. Impulse spending is often fueled by stress, boredom, or fleeting emotion. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, or deliberate breathing reduce emotional reactivity. Energy that might otherwise be dissipated in unplanned purchases is preserved for strategic decision-making, investment, or skill development. Control over emotions translates directly into financial control. Reward systems reinforce positive behavior. Celebrate milestones, successful restraint, or completed financial objectives with planned, meaningful incentives. Energy is directed toward reinforcing constructive patterns rather than self-criticism, strengthening discipline while maintaining motivation. Positive reinforcement compounds over time, solidifying habits that support long-term financial growth. Education enhances perspective. Understanding the impact of compounding interest, investment to potential, and opportunity cost makes the consequences of impulsive spending tangible. Energy applied to learning strengthens decision-making, reduces susceptibility to temptation, and transforms abstract goals into concrete motivation for restraint. Knowledge empowers action, making discipline rational rather than punitive. Account for inevitable challenges proactively. Life circumstances, social pressure, or unexpected needs may tempt deviation. Establish contingency strategies, emergency funds, or flexible allocations that allow adaptability without compromising core objectives. Energy applied strategically prevents setbacks from derailing progress and maintains consistent advancement toward financial stability. Tracking progress reinforces self-efficacy. Maintain detailed records of spending restraint, savings growth, and investment achievements. Observing measurable results strengthens confidence, motivates continued discipline, and validates effort. Energy is amplified when tangible evidence demonstrates that controlled behavior produces meaningful outcomes, transforming restraint into a rewarding habit. Reinforce identity through action. View oneself as disciplined, strategic, and intentional with resources. Energy applied in alignment with this self-concept strengthens behavior, reduces internal conflict, and ensures consistency in resisting impulsive spending. Identity-driven action creates a feedback loop where disciplined choices reinforce self-perception and increase the likelihood of continued success. Finally, strengthening self-discipline is a daily practice with compounding effects. Each moment of resistance, every delayed gratification, and every intentional decision adds to a foundation of control and freedom. Energy preserved through conscious action is redirected toward growth, investment, and opportunity. By mastering impulsive tendencies immediately, every choice becomes deliberate, every resource is protected, and wealth becomes an intentional, expanding force in life. Chapter 15. Expand your network to unlock wealth and collaborative opportunities. Wealth is rarely created in isolation. Every significant opportunity arises through relationships, collaboration, and shared insight. Expanding your network is not about collecting contacts. It is about cultivating meaningful connections that open doors, provide guidance, and multiply opportunities. Each interaction holds potential to create value, and investing energy into relationships transforms influence into tangible growth. The first step is intentionality. Approach networking with clear purpose, knowing what type of relationships align with goals, values, and aspirations. Energy directed towards strategic connections ensures that efforts produce meaningful outcomes rather than scattered interactions. Intentional networking prioritizes quality over quantity, creating a foundation for trust, collaboration, and mutual benefit. Authenticity strengthens connections. Genuine engagement and interest in others' perspectives, challenges, and goals create bonds that endure beyond superficial interaction. Energy in each to listening, understanding, and providing support builds credibility, increases influence, and attracts opportunities naturally. People respond to sincerity, and authenticity transforms casual encounters into lasting partnerships. Shared value is the currency of relationships. Focus on what you can offer, skills, insight, resources, or access, before seeking what you want. Energy invested in providing meaningful contribution establishes reciprocity, encourages collaboration, and positions you as a reliable and valuable partner. Networks expand fastest when relationships are mutually beneficial rather than transactional. Diverse networks multiply possibilities. Seek connections across industries, disciplines, and experience levels. Exposure to different perspectives, ideas, and skill sets creates new pathways for opportunity. Energy applied to cultivating variety ensures access to insights, collaborations, and ventures that would remain hidden within a narrow circle. Diversity fuels innovation, growth, and resilience. Consistency sustains relationships. Regular engagement through meaningful interaction, updates, or shared experiences maintains connection over time. Energy directed toward consistent communication prevents relationships from fading and ensures that when opportunity arises, connections are active, receptive, and willing to collaborate. Discipline in relationship management produces long-term returns. Active participation accelerates influence. Attend events, contribute to discussions, and engage in communities aligned with personal and professional goals. Energy applied publicly demonstrates commitment, capability, and reliability. Visibility positions you as a resource, opening avenues for collaboration, mentorship, and partnership. The more actively you participate, the more doors naturally appear. Mentorship amplifies growth. Learning from experienced individuals provides insight, reduces trial and error, and strengthens decision-making. Energy invested in mentorship, both giving and receiving, creates a network of guidance and support. Mentors not only share wisdom, but also introduce connections, multiplying opportunity while enhancing knowledge and skill. Collaboration is a strategic multiplier. Partnering with others on projects, initiatives, or ventures expands reach, combines resources, and creates outcomes that exceed what any individual could achieve alone. Energy applied collaboratively produces compounded results, leveraging complementary strengths and unlocking shared wealth creation. Collaboration converts relationships into actionable growth. Leveraging digital platforms extends reach. Online communities, social media, professional networks, and content-sharing tools connect with individuals across geography and industry. Energy directed toward maintaining meaningful digital presence ensures visibility, engagement, and access to opportunities that would otherwise remain inaccessible. Technology amplifies networking impact when used strategically. Providing insight and value publicly attracts connections. Sharing knowledge, offering solutions, or contributing to discussions positions you as an expert and a resource. Energy invested in consistent, high-quality contribution builds reputation, draws attention, and naturally expands networks with individuals seeking collaboration, mentorship, or partnership. Visibility becomes an engine for opportunity. Trust is foundational. Relationships built on reliability, transparency, and integrity endure and produce compounding benefits over time. Energy spent honoring commitments, maintaining credibility, and fostering openness multiplies influence and ensures that opportunities flow from authentic collaboration rather than superficial interaction. Trust transforms networks into engines of sustainable growth. Strategic follow-up maintains momentum. After initial meetings or engagements, reinforce connection through thoughtful communication, shared resources, or invitations to collaborate. Energy applied in follow-up converts fleeting interaction into enduring relationship. Consistent attention ensures that relationships remain active, relevant, and capable of generating tangible outcomes. Curiosity drives connection. Approach networking with the goal of understanding others, exploring perspectives, and discovering unmet needs. Energy applied to genuine curiosity deepens engagement, uncovers opportunities, and establishes rapport. Curiosity ensures that interactions are dynamic, meaningful, and fertile for collaboration rather than perfunctory or superficial. Problem-solving builds value within networks. Identify ways to assist, provide solutions, or unlock potential for others. Energy invested in addressing needs strengthens relationships, positions you as indispensable, and opens pathways to reciprocal opportunity. Relationships that solve problems create tangible returns while reinforcing credibility and influence. Patience nurtures sustainable growth. Meaningful networks do not develop overnight. Relationships mature over time, and trust compounds gradually. Energy consistently applied to nurturing connections ensures that long-term value accumulates, transforming interactions into strategic alliances capable of generating wealth, insight, and opportunity for years to come. Adaptability strengthens relational influence. Recognize changes in needs, context, and priorities among connections. Energy directed toward flexibility ensures that relationships remain relevant, supportive, and aligned with evolving goals. Adaptable engagement maintains influence and creates openings for emerging opportunities. Leveraging introductions and referrals amplifies reach. Trusted connections can provide access to wider networks, multiplying the impact of existing relationships. Energy applied strategically in requesting, offering, and honoring introductions accelerates growth and creates pathways for collaboration that might otherwise remain inaccessible. Networks expand exponentially when relationships are leveraged thoughtfully. Celebrating others' success reinforces alignment. Recognizing achievements, offering congratulations, or highlighting contributions strengthens rapport and mutual respect. Energy directed toward positive reinforcement solidifies bonds, encourages reciprocity, and enhances the probability of collaboration in future initiatives. Supportive relationships foster opportunities and loyalty. Finally, expanding your network is a deliberate, consistent practice that compounds over time. Each interaction, contribution, and connection increases access to insight, collaboration, and wealth. Energy invested strategically produces a network that not only supports immediate goals, but also generates long-term opportunities, influence, and growth. By cultivating relationships with authenticity, purpose, and value, every connection becomes a doorway to new possibilities, multiplying both personal and financial potential. Chapter 16: Challenge comfort zones to discover new streams of income daily. Growth begins at the edge of comfort, and true opportunity exists where hesitation and fear meet action. Every income stream waiting to be discovered lies beyond routine, beyond familiar patterns, and beyond the safety of predictable habits. To unlock new sources of wealth, energy must be deliberately applied to stepping into uncertainty, exploring the unknown, and challenging the constraints that limit potential. The first step is recognizing the boundaries of your comfort zone. Identify habitual behaviors, predictable routines, and areas where avoidance or fear prevent experimentation. Energy directed towards self-awareness creates clarity about what is holding back financial expansion. By seeing limitations clearly, action becomes intentional rather than reactive, and opportunities that previously seemed inaccessible become visible. Embrace discomfort as a signal of growth. When new challenges induce unease, recognize it as a signal that you are pushing boundaries. Energy applied in these moments is not wasted. It is the catalyst for discovering new skills, strategies, and streams of income. Discomfort indicates that you are venturing into territory where true transformation occurs. Experimentation is essential. Testing new approaches, exploring unfamiliar markets, or learning additional skills generates insight, uncovers gaps, and reveals opportunities. Each experiment, whether successful or not, provides valuable data. Energy applied to trial and exploration multiplies returns by expanding knowledge, refining decision-making, and creating a portfolio of potential income avenues. Fear is often the primary barrier to expanding financial streams. Anticipate apprehension, analyze its source, and act despite it. Energy directed toward rational assessment and deliberate action transforms fear into momentum rather than paralysis. Courage is not reckless, it is informed, calculated, and persistent. Each courageous step increases confidence and reveals opportunities that would otherwise remain hidden. Diversify exploration to maximize potential. Engage with multiple industries, trends, and skill sets. Exposure to diverse environments and challenges generates insight into unmet needs, emerging markets, and innovative solutions. Energy applied to exploration creates multiple touchpoints for income generation, reducing dependency on a single path and multiplying opportunity for wealth. Skill development amplifies results. Every new competency learned can unlock additional revenue streams or enhance existing ones. Energy devoted to acquiring knowledge, practical skills, or technical expertise positions you to act on opportunities efficiently and with confidence. Competence reduces risk and accelerates growth by expanding the range of income-generating possibilities accessible in daily life. Evaluate opportunities with precision. Not every challenge or venture produces meaningful results. Use analysis to prioritize actions with the greatest potential return relative to effort and risk. Energy applied strategically ensures that time, resources, and focus are concentrated where the likelihood of discovery and income generation is highest. Selective exploration transforms curiosity into measurable gain. Collaboration extends reach beyond individual capacity. Partnering with others on experimental ventures, side projects, or innovative concepts accelerates discovery and reduces personal risk. Energy multiplied through collaboration produces faster learning, shared resource utilization, and combined creativity. Team efforts uncover opportunities that solitary action might miss entirely. Leverage technology to expand exploration. Online platforms, digital tools, marketplaces, and automation facilitate rapid testing of new concepts, products, or services. Energy applied through technology scales experimentation, allowing multiple streams to be tested simultaneously with minimal overhead. Strategic use of digital resources accelerates discovery and reduces barriers to entry. Consistency creates compounding results. Daily action toward challenging comfort zones ensures that opportunities are continually evaluated and tested. Energy applied with regularity produces incremental insight that compounds into significant breakthroughs. Small, consistent steps outside routine quickly accumulate into substantial new income channels over time. Mindset governs effectiveness. Approach challenges with curiosity, optimism, and resilience. Energy invested in cultivating a mindset oriented toward growth transforms obstacles into stepping stones rather than barriers. Confidence and mental flexibility allow persistence when initial attempts fail, ensuring that each effort contributes to eventual success. Observation fuels discovery. Study trends, behaviors, and unmet needs in your environment and industry. Energy applied to attentive observation identifies niches and opportunities that others overlook. Awareness of emerging patterns allows action before markets saturate, creating first-mover advantage in new income streams. Adaptation is critical. Initial efforts may not yield immediate financial reward, but each attempt produces learning that informs subsequent action. Energy directed toward refining strategies, adjusting approaches, and iterating on experiments multiplies effectiveness. Flexibility ensures that exploration remains productive, even when initial attempts do not succeed. Resource allocation impacts speed and efficiency. Prioritize time, capital, and energy toward experiments with the greatest potential for income generation. Avoid overcommitment to low-impact initiatives. Energy-focused intelligently ensures maximum return and accelerates discovery of meaningful financial streams. Network enhances exploration. Engaging with diverse individuals exposes you to ideas, strategies, and opportunities outside your immediate perspective. Energy invested in learning from others accelerates discovery, reduces trial and error, and increases access to potential income-generating ventures. Collaborative insight often reveals options that solitary effort would not uncover. Resilience sustains momentum. Setbacks and failures are inevitable when pushing boundaries. Energy applied to persistence, reflection, and adjustment ensures that obstacles do not halt progress. Each recovered attempt builds skill, confidence, and knowledge, increasing the likelihood that new income streams will emerge from continued exploration. Visualization reinforces action. Mentally rehearsing challenges, opportunities, and potential outcomes prepares you to act decisively when situations arise. Energy applied in anticipation reduces hesitation, enhances clarity, and ensures that stepping beyond comfort translates into practical, profitable effort rather than wasted motion. Celebrate incremental progress. Each new experiment, skill gained, or insight discovered validates effort and strengthens the habit of challenging limits. Energy directed toward recognition of small successes reinforces motivation and commitment to daily exploration, ensuring sustained action over the long term. Finally, challenging comfort zones is not a sporadic event. It is a daily practice that compounds opportunity. Every deliberate step beyond familiar patterns generates insight, skill, and access to income streams that remain hidden within routine. Energy applied consistently, strategically, and courageously transforms uncertainty into wealth, innovation, and long-term financial freedom. By embracing discomfort, experimenting relentlessly, and adapting with resilience, every day becomes an opportunity to unlock new sources of income and expand the boundaries of what is possible. Chapter 17. Prioritize high-impact activities that multiply wealth and energy efficiently. The key to accelerating wealth and maximizing energy is not working harder. It is working smarter, focusing on the actions that generate the greatest results. High-impact activities are the leverage points in your life, where effort compounds, opportunities multiply, and momentum accelerates. Prioritizing these activities transforms energy into measurable growth and ensures that every action contributes meaningfully to long-term success. The first step is clarity. Identify which tasks, investments, or efforts have the highest potential to create wealth, influence, or opportunity. Energy directed toward understanding where impact is greatest prevents wasted effort on low-value actions. By distinguishing between trivial busyness and strategic action, focus is sharpened and productivity amplified. Time is the most finite resource, and allocating it wisely is essential. High-impact activities are those that generate results disproportionate to the effort expended. Energy applied to these endeavors produces compounding returns, whereas scattered attention across low-value tasks dissipates momentum. Prioritization ensures that each moment contributes to progress rather than being consumed by routine or distraction. Leverage is critical. Identify activities where skills, resources, or networks can produce multiplied outcomes. Energy directed toward high-leverage actions, such as strategic negotiations, skill development, or collaboration, yields far greater results than effort applied evenly across all tasks. Multiplying impact accelerates growth while conserving resources, turning focused action into exponential advantage. Planning enhances efficiency. Define objectives and allocate daily effort toward tasks that align with long-term goals. Energy applied with intentionality ensures that actions are purposeful and aligned with measurable outcomes. By planning and sequencing high-impact activities, momentum is maintained and results compound consistently. Eliminate low-value distractions. Tasks that consume time but contribute little to growth, drain energy, and delay progress. Identifying and minimizing these activities frees energy for initiatives that matter most. Focusing on high-impact work increases efficiency, accelerates goal achievement, and reduces unnecessary stress. Decision-making must be guided by return on effort. Evaluate options based on the potential for meaningful results, rather than immediate gratification or visible activity. Energy applied strategically produces superior outcomes when every choice is measured against its contribution to wealth, growth, and long-term objectives. Calculated prioritization separates productive work from empty motion. Automation and delegation amplify impact. Tasks that are necessary but low leverage can be automated or assigned, preserving energy for actions that generate significant results. Energy redirected from repetitive or administrative work towards strategic initiative accelerates progress and ensures focus on what truly multiplies wealth. Consistent evaluation ensures alignment. Periodically review activities to determine which are producing the most impact relative to effort. Energy applied in assessment prevents drift into low-value work and reinforces focus on initiatives that create meaningful results. Continuous refinement maximizes efficiency and ensures that priorities remain aligned with evolving goals. Skill optimization magnifies returns. Investing in abilities that enhance performance in high-impact areas increases the efficiency and outcome of every action. Energy devoted to mastering skills relevant to leverage points accelerates growth, reduces error, and opens new avenues for opportunity. Proficiency transforms effort into amplified results. Energy management is equally important. Align high-impact activities with periods of peak focus and productivity. Performing critical tasks when energy is highest ensures maximum efficiency and quality. Misalignment wastes both energy and potential, whereas deliberate timing magnifies the effect of concentrated effort. Networking strategically extends impact. Engaging with individuals whose influence, resources, or knowledge amplifies your high-leverage efforts, creates exponential growth. Energy applied to building and maintaining these connections multiplies the effectiveness of actions and generates opportunities that would be inaccessible in isolation. Long-term vision guides prioritization. Focus on actions that compound value over time, not just immediate returns. Energy invested in initiatives that grow assets, knowledge, and relationships produces enduring results. Strategic patience ensures that effort is directed toward activities with lasting impact rather than fleeting satisfaction. Feedback loops accelerate improvement. High-impact actions generate measurable results that inform subsequent decisions. Energy applied to analyzing outcomes and refining approaches ensures continuous enhancement of productivity and efficiency. Each cycle compounds insight, accelerating wealth creation and personal growth simultaneously. Boundaries protect focus. Protecting time and energy from low-value demands ensures consistent dedication to activities that multiply results. Energy conserved by avoiding unnecessary engagement with distractions can be redirected toward high-priority initiatives, preserving momentum and maximizing achievement. Innovation increases leverage. Experimenting with new approaches, tools, or methods can multiply the results of high-impact activities. Energy applied creatively produces outcomes that exceed the sum of effort invested, creating pathways to wealth that rely on strategy and ingenuity rather than sheer time alone. Persistence is essential. High-impact work often requires sustained attention and effort to achieve compounding results. Energy applied consistently over time transforms actions into measurable wealth, influence, and opportunity. Discipline in maintaining focus ensures that momentum is not lost and growth accelerates steadily. Accountability strengthens execution. Establishing mechanisms to monitor progress and adherence to high-impact priorities ensures that energy is not misapplied. Feedback, metrics, and self-review reinforce discipline, optimize efficiency, and maintain alignment with overarching objectives. Accountability converts intention into sustained, effective action. Opportunity cost drives choice. Every decision excludes alternatives, making the prioritization of high-impact activities essential. Energy focused on tasks with the greatest potential return ensures that time and resources are not diluted across less productive endeavors. Conscious selection of priorities maximizes both output and growth potential. Finally, prioritizing high-impact activities transforms energy into leverage, effort into wealth, and intention into measurable outcomes. By identifying tasks that produce the greatest results, eliminating distractions, optimizing skills, and managing energy strategically, each action compounds value and accelerates progress. Deliberate focus on what matters most multiplies both wealth and opportunity, turning consistent, intelligent effort into unstoppable momentum and long-term success. Chapter 18. Reinvest profits wisely to compound growth and financial security. True wealth grows when profits are not spent impulsively but are thoughtfully reinvested to generate even greater returns. Every dollar earned has the potential to create multiple streams of income, strengthen financial security, and accelerate long-term growth if directed strategically. Reinvesting profits wisely is the cornerstone of compounding wealth, turning success into a perpetual cycle of opportunity and expansion. The first principle is discipline. Resist the urge to consume every gain immediately, and instead establish a framework for reinvestment. Energy applied with restraint ensures that profits are allocated toward initiatives that multiply value rather than disappearing into fleeting expenses. Discipline transforms momentary reward into sustained advantage, creating a foundation for long-term financial security. Evaluate opportunities systematically. Not every option for reinvestment produces meaningful growth. Analyze potential returns, risks, and alignment with strategic goals before committing resources. Energy applied thoughtfully ensures that each reinvestment contributes to compounding growth rather than exposing wealth to unnecessary risk. Prioritization of high-value opportunities maximizes the impact of every decision. Diversification protects capital while accelerating growth. Reinvesting across multiple assets, ventures, or income streams reduces vulnerability to setbacks and spreads opportunity across complementary channels. Energy applied to managing diverse investments creates resilience, ensures consistent compounding, and enhances the likelihood of discovering high-return opportunities. Diversification is a shield and a catalyst simultaneously. Focus on long-term growth rather than immediate gratification. Reinvested profits generate the most significant returns when allowed to compound over time. Energy directed toward patient, strategic allocation maximizes wealth accumulation and strengthens financial security. The compounding effect magnifies the impact of each reinvestment, transforming modest gains into substantial financial advantage over time. Prioritize assets that generate ongoing returns. Investments that produce passive income, such as businesses, real estate, or dividend-yielding instruments, convert profits into continuous cash flow. Energy applied toward building recurring income amplifies growth. reduces dependence on active labor, and creates a self-sustaining wealth ecosystem. The focus is on creating structures where money works continuously on behalf of you. Reinvestment requires constant evaluation. Regularly review performance, analyze results, and adjust allocations based on measurable outcomes. Energy spent monitoring progress ensures that resources are continuously directed toward initiatives producing the highest returns. By refining strategy based on evidence, each subsequent reinvestment compounds efficiency and profitability. Develop a risk assessment strategy. Every reinvestment carries uncertainty, and prudent evaluation minimizes exposure to loss. Energy applied to understanding risk, hedging potential pitfalls, and making calculated decisions preserves capital while enabling growth. Strategic risk-taking transforms opportunity into wealth, rather than allowing chance to erode progress. Leverage existing knowledge and skills. Reinvesting in areas where expertise exists magnifies potential outcomes. Energy applied to ventures that align with personal competence produces higher efficiency, reduces error, and increases the likelihood of success. Reinvestment becomes both strategic and sustainable when grounded in proven capability. Automation enhances reinvestment efficiency. Set up systems that automatically allocate portions of profits into growth opportunities, savings, or diversified assets. Energy applied to creating automated structures reduces decision fatigue, ensures consistency, and allows compounding to occur without reliance on constant active management. Automation converts discipline into effortless growth. Reinvest in education and skill development. Acquiring new abilities or knowledge opens doors to higher value opportunities and increases earning potential. Energy invested in personal and professional development compounds alongside financial capital, ensuring that human capability grows in tandem with monetary resources. This dual growth accelerates long-term security and adaptability. Maintain liquidity alongside reinvestment. Preserve access to funds for unexpected opportunities or emergencies, while still committing the majority of profits to compounding initiatives. Energy directed toward balancing availability and strategic deployment ensures flexibility and reduces vulnerability to unforeseen events, allowing continued growth without disruption. Reinvesting profits also strengthens mindset. Viewing earnings as a tool for expansion rather than consumption reinforces discipline, forward thinking, and financial intelligence. Energy applied to cultivating this perspective transforms behavior, reinforcing habits that consistently prioritize growth and long-term advantage over short-term satisfaction. Seek opportunities for strategic collaboration. Profits can be reinvested into partnerships, joint ventures, or collective projects that produce multiplied outcomes. Energy invested in collaborative initiatives leverages additional resources, expertise, and networks, creating compounding effects that exceed what individual action could achieve alone. Collaboration expands reach, impact, and income potential. Measure outcomes and learn continuously. Every reinvestment carries lessons about strategy, timing, and execution. Energy directed toward extracting insights from each initiative ensures that subsequent allocations are more informed, efficient, and effective. Knowledge gained compounds alongside financial returns, producing both intellectual and monetary growth simultaneously. Maintain patience and consistency. Compounding wealth is rarely instant. Energy applied with perseverance ensures that reinvested profits grow steadily, producing returns that accelerate as time progresses. Discipline in maintaining consistent reinvestment habits transforms ordinary earnings into extraordinary financial security over the long term. Mindful allocation reduces waste. Avoid diverting profits to low return or frivolous expenditures. Energy preserved through careful selection of reinvestment channels is redirected toward initiatives with measurable growth potential. Conscious deployment ensures that each dollar contributes to an expanding financial ecosystem. Leverage feedback from mentors, advisors, or experienced peers. Insight from those who have successfully navigated reinvestment strategies accelerates learning, reduces mistakes, and amplifies the impact of profits. Energy applied to learning from others enhances decision-making, enabling smarter, faster, and more efficient wealth compounding. Embrace innovation and adaptability. Reinvesting in emerging industries, technologies, or market trends positions profits to capture growth ahead of saturation. Energy applied strategically toward forward-looking opportunities ensures that capital remains dynamic, capable of multiplying faster than static investments. Adaptability preserves relevance and maximizes returns. Finally, reinvesting profits wisely transforms every gain into a building block for enduring financial security and exponential growth. By combining discipline, strategy, diversification, skill development, and continuous evaluation, energy applied to reinvestment compounds consistently over time. Each allocation magnifies returns, strengthens resilience, and expands opportunity. Profits become catalysts rather than endpoints, turning success into a perpetual engine of wealth creation and long-term financial freedom. Chapter 19. Eliminate negative influences that block abundance and clarity instantly. Abundance cannot thrive in the presence of negativity, and clarity cannot exist where toxic influences dominate. Every thought, relationship, and environment shapes the energy that drives decisions, opportunities, and growth. Eliminating negative influences is not optional, it is essential for unlocking potential, accelerating progress, and sustaining both financial and personal success. The first step is awareness. Identify the sources of negativity that drain focus, energy, and motivation. This includes pessimistic individuals, unproductive habits, limiting environments, and self-defeating thoughts. Energy applied to honest assessment illuminates which elements hinder clarity and obstruct growth. Once identified, these influences can be managed or removed to restore focus and momentum. Evaluate relationships critically. People shape behavior more than most realize. Connections that consistently bring doubt, criticism, or distraction impede progress. Energy directed toward nurturing relationships that uplift, challenge constructively, and support ambition multiplies effectiveness. Cutting ties or reducing exposure to toxic influences protects both mental and financial energy, creating space for opportunity. Thought patterns are equally important. Limiting beliefs, fear-based reasoning, and habitual pessimism act as internal blocks. Energy devoted to identifying and challenging these patterns transforms mindset. Replacing self-doubt with constructive thinking fosters clarity, enhances decision-making, and unlocks the capacity to act decisively in pursuit of goals. Physical environments influence productivity and focus. Spaces cluttered with distractions, negativity, or disorganization siphon energy and slow progress. Energy applied to creating environments that inspire, focus, and support ambition ensures that mental clarity and creativity are maximized. A deliberate, organized space encourages productive action and attracts opportunity. Consume content consciously. Media, social platforms, and entertainment can either expand perspective or reinforce limitations. Energy applied toward consuming knowledge that informs, motivates, and educates builds clarity and sharpens focus. Avoid content that perpetuates fear, envy, or stagnation. These influences silently erode potential and delay growth. Habits reinforce influence. Repeated behaviors tied to negative routines, such as procrastination, overindulgence, or distraction drain energy and obstruct clarity. Energy directed toward identifying, adjusting, or eliminating these habits creates space for actions that promote wealth, efficiency, and opportunity. Consistency in replacing unproductive routines compounds positive outcomes. Boundaries are essential for protection. Establish limits on time, attention, and engagement with people, information, and activities that diminish energy. Energy preserved through boundaries allows focus on high-value work, decision-making, and relationships. Protecting mental and emotional space ensures sustained clarity and fosters a mindset tuned to abundance. Negative self-talk undermines progress. Words shape perception, behavior, and energy flow. Energy spent reinforcing confidence, resilience, and possibility replaces self-sabotage with constructive momentum. Eliminating critical or limiting internal dialogue strengthens clarity, enhances focus, and encourages decisive action toward financial and personal goals. Financial influences matter. Avoid investments, spending habits, or partnerships that introduce unnecessary risk or uncertainty without proportional benefit. Energy applied to evaluating financial decisions critically ensures that resources are allocated toward initiatives that compound growth rather than being drained by toxic obligations or ill-advised ventures. Surround yourself with mentors and peers who inspire. Energy spent engaging with individuals who embody discipline, vision, and success multiplies clarity and encourages progress. Positive influence models behavior, provides guidance, and elevates standards, creating a network that supports sustained abundance. Discipline is the mechanism that enforces elimination. Consistent action to remove negative influences requires courage, commitment, and follow-through. Energy applied in maintaining boundaries, adjusting behaviors, and distancing from toxicity ensures long-term clarity, resilience, and focus. Discipline converts intention into a lasting environment of growth. Evaluate long-term impact. Some negative influences are subtle, but accumulate over time. Energy devoted to long-term perspective ensures that even minor drains on focus, energy, or mindset are addressed before they become significant obstacles. Continuous assessment preserves clarity and maximizes capacity for abundance. Replace eliminated influences with positive ones. Removing negativity is only effective if constructive replacements are introduced. Energy applied toward fostering supportive relationships, productive routines, and inspiring environments fills voids left by what is removed. This prevents regression and accelerates forward momentum. Mindset governs response to influence. View challenges, setbacks, and criticism through a lens of opportunity rather than limitation. Energy applied to reframing experience strengthens resilience, transforms obstacles into learning, and prevents external negativity from dictating behavior or outcomes. Physical health impacts mental clarity. Poor sleep, inadequate nutrition, and lack of exercise drain energy and reduce focus. Energy invested in maintaining physical well-being directly supports the elimination of negative influences by enhancing resilience, decision-making, and the capacity to act with intention. Celebrate progress in clearing negativity. Recognizing improvements in environment, mindset, and relationships reinforces commitment and motivation. Energy directed toward acknowledging gains strengthens habits, sustains effort, and cultivates an internal environment of optimism and clarity. Accountability ensures sustained elimination. Track sources of negative influence, assess ongoing exposure, and measure progress in removing obstacles. Energy applied to monitoring and maintaining clarity ensures that toxic elements do not re-enter life unnoticed, reinforcing a stable foundation for abundance. Adaptability maintains effectiveness. Life introduces new challenges and influences continuously. Energy applied to vigilance, flexibility and timely adjustment ensures that clarity and abundance are preserved, even as circumstances evolve. Proactive elimination of emerging negative factors maintains momentum and accelerates growth. Finally, eliminating negative influences is a decisive action that multiplies energy, sharpens clarity, and creates fertile ground for abundance. By identifying toxic relationships, destructive habits, limiting beliefs and unproductive environments, and systematically removing them, space is made for opportunity, growth, and sustained wealth. Energy preserved through these actions compounds daily, allowing focus, creativity, and disciplined action to drive tangible results. Maintaining vigilance, fostering positivity, and committing to conscious engagement ensures that clarity and abundance remain constant companions, transforming potential into measurable success and long-term security. Chapter 20. Commit fully to lifelong improvement and wealth creation consistently. Success is not a single achievement. It is the result of relentless commitment to improvement, disciplined action, and the consistent pursuit of growth in every area of life. Wealth, opportunity, and personal fulfillment emerge only when effort is sustained daily, refined continuously, and aligned with a clear vision of what is possible. Commitment to lifelong improvement transforms ordinary action into extraordinary results. The foundation of consistent growth is discipline. Every day presents choices that either move you closer to your goals or allow stagnation. Energy applied deliberately towards skill development, financial management, and personal growth compounds over time, producing outcomes that far exceed the effort invested. Discipline converts intention into habit, and habit transforms effort into measurable progress. Set clear, evolving goals that reflect both long-term vision and immediate priorities. Commitment to lifelong improvement requires clarity about the outcomes you are pursuing. Energy directed toward defining precise objectives enables focused action, reduces wasted effort, and allows for measurable tracking of advancement. Goals provide a roadmap, ensuring that every effort contributes meaningfully to growth and wealth creation. Continuous learning is essential. Every skill acquired, every lesson learned, and every insight gained expands capacity to create, earn, and influence. Energy applied to education, whether through reading, mentorship, courses, or practical experience, multiplies opportunities and accelerates progress. Lifelong learners adapt to changing circumstances, innovate solutions, and seize opportunities others overlook. Reflection and self-assessment refine action. Regular evaluation of successes, failures, and behaviors illuminates areas for improvement. Energy invested in honest reflection strengthens decision-making, clarifies priorities, and ensures that each step forward is smarter than the last. Self-assessment prevents repetition of mistakes and accelerates mastery in wealth creation and personal effectiveness. Build resilience through consistent practice. Setbacks, mistakes, and challenges are inevitable on the path to growth. Energy applied to overcoming obstacles and learning from adversity fortifies resolve, enhances strategic thinking, and strengthens capacity to pursue long-term goals without hesitation. Resilience ensures that temporary failures never derail consistent progress. Leverage time effectively. Commit to maximizing the hours available each day by focusing on high-impact activities, eliminating distractions, and automating or delegating low-value tasks. Energy applied strategically allows for the compounding of effort and creates the conditions for accelerated growth. Efficient use of time converts potential into measurable achievement consistently. Embrace adaptability as a core principle. Lifelong improvement requires responsiveness to change, innovation, and emerging opportunities. Energy directed toward flexible thinking, exploring new approaches, and iterating on methods ensures that progress continues even as circumstances evolve. Adaptability converts uncertainty into advantage rather than obstacle. Invest in relationships strategically, collaborating with individuals who inspire, challenge, and elevate performance multiplies impact and opportunity. Energy applied to cultivating meaningful connections accelerates growth, provides insight, and opens avenues for wealth creation that are inaccessible in isolation. Strong networks reinforce learning, resilience, and success. Sustain momentum through small, consistent actions. Large breakthroughs emerge from repeated, incremental effort applied daily. Energy directed toward persistent progress, no matter how modest initially, compounds exponentially over time. Commitment to daily practice ensures that improvement and wealth creation are not sporadic, but cumulative and unstoppable. Monitor progress meticulously. Keep track of skills gained, financial growth, and personal achievements to maintain focus and reinforce accountability. Energy applied to measurement provides clarity, reveals patterns, and enables informed adjustments to strategy. Awareness of progress sustains motivation and reinforces commitment to consistent improvement. Align actions with core values. Growth and wealth that conflict with personal integrity or purpose create imbalance and drain energy. Energy directed toward alignment ensures that achievements are sustainable, meaningful, and reinforce rather than undermine personal fulfillment. Integrity amplifies effectiveness, credibility, and the compounding of success. Cultivate a mindset oriented toward possibility, believing that improvement is achievable, that obstacles can be overcome, and that effort produces results fuels persistence and innovation. Energy applied to nurturing optimism, confidence, and curiosity ensures that action is proactive and expansive rather than reactive or limited. Balance effort with reflection. Lifelong improvement is not only about relentless action, but also about strategic pauses to assess, plan, and refine. Energy invested in thoughtful consideration ensures that subsequent action is more precise, effective, and aligned with overarching objectives. This balance converts busyness into purposeful achievement. Celebrate milestones to reinforce commitment. Acknowledging progress, however small, strengthens discipline, motivation, and focus. Energy applied to recognizing achievements reinforces the habit of consistent effort and embeds the value of persistence into daily behavior, fueling ongoing growth and wealth creation. Automate systems where possible. Structure finances, learning, and productivity mechanisms to operate reliably with minimal oversight, allowing energy to focus on high-impact activities. Automation transforms repetitive effort into efficient processes, compounding both results and opportunity over time. Maintain physical and mental resilience. Consistent improvement and wealth creation demand energy, focus, and stamina. Investing in health, rest, and mental clarity ensures that daily action remains sustainable and effective. Energy preserved through self-care fuels strategic, high-value efforts consistently over the long term. Commitment extends beyond action to mindset. Viewing every day as an opportunity to improve, learn, and generate value transforms routine into a continuous growth engine. Energy consistently applied to self-mastery, discipline, and wealth creation compounds both financial and personal outcomes exponentially. Plan for long-term compounding of effort. Recognize that consistent improvement today generates returns far into the future. Energy directed strategically, cumulatively, and persistently creates momentum that accelerates wealth and influence beyond what is immediately visible. The impact of daily action multiplies as skills, capital, and experience compound over time. Finally, committing fully to lifelong improvement and wealth creation is a choice that separates ordinary results from extraordinary achievement. By maintaining discipline, focusing on high-impact actions, cultivating resilience, and applying energy strategically, growth becomes relentless, opportunities expand, and wealth compounds steadily. Every day invested in consistent improvement strengthens clarity, increases capacity, and solidifies security. Lifelong commitment transforms potential into reality, ensuring that success is not fleeting, but enduring, measurable, and perpetually expanding.